Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not
You will bring the jury.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy
They
there.
got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case.
That's correct.
Dati mihi Anglican praise verbis Latino. I didn't ask you to interrupt me.
That's literally not true.
Oh, for crumb's sake.
Good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Great to have you all here this wonderful, soon-to-be blustery weekend. Underway today. We're counting Friday as the weekend. So it's here. It's upon us. We have a lot of things to talk about and a lot of things to go over as court's about to begin. Actually, court started. Full disclosure. The court right now in the Banfield case, they're talking about jury instructions. We're sitting tight for a bit.
Lawful killing that he made, but are not required to.
We're going to hear all these instructions read to us in a minute, so we're not missing anything. I don't want to sit through more boring parts that we're going to hear again, especially when we have something very important to talk about. Let me tell you briefly how my morning went. This morning, as I was waking up, shortly after I woke up, and I'm sitting there, I'm in the parking lot of Tractor Supply. This wasn't a dream. I was actually there, and I was the first one there other than the employees because I was so early, because it's going to be a storm and I need propane, and nobody has propane. And I'm sitting in the parking lot, I've got 3 tanks of 25 cylinders in the back of my car trying to fill them up. And I'm waiting, and they're like, download the app, then you can be first in line, and we'll notify you, we'll come out, and as soon as we open, they won't let me say I'm here until I open. So 8 o'clock, it looks like Black Friday at Tractor Supply. Okay, this is the South. This is how we do storms, in case you're not familiar with this. It looks like Black Friday. There are people who are like fighting over the salt packets and bundles of firewood, anything that can burn. Basically, people are fighting over. And before they even unlock the doors, I'm here right as soon as they hit 8 o'clock on the app, and so they send a guy running out. I'm running over there, and he's like, hey, he's like, oh, it's the gate over here. And so I'm walking along. I'm on the outside. He's on the inside, and we're walking next to each other all the way out to the gate where they have the propane tank. We get all the way over there. He's like, yeah, we don't have any propane. We just walked 50 yards side by side with a chain link fence between us, and for you to tell me we're out of propane when we get to the destination. Thank you, sir. And so I said, are you interested in buying a sign? I can make you one for a fee. I wouldn't have sat here all morning if you knew you didn't have propane yesterday. But as I was headed home, I stopped at Sam's Club to fill up the car with gas, because you never know. I mean, I guess an ice storm, the car has to be full of gas, even though you can't drive anywhere. That's one more thing to panic about, right? Pull into Sam's Club, and it was like a pillar of light came down from the cloudy sky and shone on the AmeriGas truck that was out in front of Sam's Club, changing out their 24/7 propane cylinder exchange machine, filling it up. I'm like, this was meant to be. So I find a parking spot, grab my tanks, and run over. He's like still there. I'm like, can you hurry? Because I need these. So he finishes loading the tank, and I'm like he's locking it. I've already slid my credit card in. I'm like, I'd like to buy, please. So I was able to exchange 2 of my 3 tanks. One of them I just wanted topped up, but I didn't want to change 3/4 of propane for 4/4 of propane, but change 2 empty tanks for 2 full tanks. Now I got 2 3/4 tanks of propane, which is all good. I filled up the car with gas. I would say we're good and ready to go for the storm, but unfortunately, we went to the store. We got I told you what we got. 8 gallons of milk. We got 5 loaves of bread. We got 4 large family-sized bags of cold cereal. There was something else. I don't remember what it was, but we got that as well. I don't know what happened to my kids yesterday, but they ate all 5 loaves of bread for lunch. They've never in my entire life, even when I had 2 more kids living at home, we've never gone through 5 loaves of bread for lunch. It was like they thought it was candy. 5 loaves of bread. So Mrs. R.A., Jen, my sweet wife, is in the kitchen grinding wheat with our wheat grinder, making homemade bread. I've never seen them eat 5 loaves of bread. 5 loaves, sandwich, the big loaves, sandwich bread. And it was just, I don't know, the peanut butter didn't run out. It's not like they put anything on it. They just ate the bread. Like it was, is there something in the bread that they're putting in now that's not? Anyway, all right, we're ready for the storm is the long and short of that. I've checked in on my neighbors, let them know that we're here. Anything he needs, you can come over. I'll be pulling the Starlink off my car, bringing it in so it doesn't freeze to the car, so I can use it in case I need to if the power goes out. And that's about it. Anyway, welcome. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Happy Friday. Appreciate all of you being here. And now let's kick off. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. It's great to be here on a Friday. For those that missed the podcast last night, we missed you. It was terrible, terribly sorry, but we had so much fun. Thomas, thank you so much, my friend, for amidst everything else that's going on in your schedule, taking time to hang out with us and have fun and have some lighthearted moments amid some difficult times. So thank you, my friend. Anything else? Let's welcome Regina Adams. Wait, not done. Still prepping for the snowstorm. Give me just a minute. If you guys can just, I'll let you see. I think this looks like, yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and slice this plate. This is my 3D printer programmer screen. As you can see, I've got something that I just need to, oops, sorry, as I spin it around a million ways. I've got something I need to print really quickly. That's
Happy birthday. You look good.
Okay. Looks good. Looks like that will work. I couldn't find one of these anywhere at the store. We're going to go ahead and print this. What color should we make it? Let's make it this color right here. All right, send that to the printer. All right. So we'll go ahead and shrink that down, and we'll do a quick check on, hold please, to make sure it's working. Shrink that down and this down, and let's go right here, full screen. Okay, printer seems to be warming up. It's doing the thing it does to get started. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Raising the print bed. I'll keep an eye on this. Oh, it looks like I need to clean that. I've got some dust right over here. But I'm printing myself a snow scraper. You can't find them in the stores. This is basically like making gold. If you had a money tree, printing snow scrapers right now in the South is where it's at money-wise. So let's let everything heat up, and we'll get to work. But meanwhile, let's see. Restore chat, pop out chat. There we go. Here we go. That's better. Let's go here. Let's turn this on. Regina Adams, congratulations, you're first in chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. Somebody has to do it. And Regina, you realize a storm's coming. Did you think this through? Did you think? Yeah. But Regina, I'm happy you did it. I really am. We're going to send it to you to internet ownership. Everything IP related worldwide is your responsibility. And we're just happy with that. That's the best use of a 3D printer right now. I know. I'm so excited. I might print two. And trade the other one for another can of propane. I never want to own the internet, says Melissa. Buffer see Amber's message. Amber, I wasn't sure if you wanted all of that red. Okay, so the last part, the IDC part. Here's what we have. For those of you that are aware, Amber, tell me the connection again, family-wise. You shortened it there. There we go. Let me pull this one up. All right, attention Pickle Posse, this is from Amber. Let me read this really quickly for y'all. If you're on Hatteras Island and are able to assist in a search and or with resources, please reach out to Ryan Christopher Alba. Now, that on Facebook, there's a link to that name, and you can go straight to him. They're searching for Chris and Zoe. Zoe is his dog. They're mustering at ramp 43 at 12:30 today, this afternoon. The resources that are needed are able-bodied folks able to search outdoors. They need air support with drones, planes, choppers. They have confirmed plane going up this morning. They need 4x4 vehicles. Think out of the box, not just four-wheel drive, mules, horses, donkeys, etc. Paddlecraft, that's like kayaks and boats. People who are familiar with the area. Amber says, I'm in direct communications with Ryan as well, so if you're unsure if you can help, please reach out to me and I'll see if I can get some clarification necessary. Please only contact Ryan if you're able to offer on-the-ground assistance. As well wishes, all well wishes for Chris and Zoe are found can stay here on Facebook. But he has his phone number posted here. He's in communication with the United Cajun Navy, who are looking for volunteers to help in their efforts in locating Chris Palmer and his German Shepherd dog Zoe, who went missing on January 11th. His truck was found, I believe, stuck in the sand on Hatteras Island, which is the eastern coast shore of North Carolina. Anyone who was able to help there, it would be most appreciated. So even if you're not able to help, if you know somebody in the area that might be able to, give them a call to those people and point them to our Facebook page. Amber, this is, let's see. Tell me again the connection, the relation. Or share, just share the Facebook post is a great way to do it. Let's see. I don't see Amber. What's the relation? I don't remember. It's a relative of Amber's. I'm not sure if it's close or distant. That's the only thing I can't remember. So thoughts and prayers help. Sharing the Facebook post helps a ton. And obviously, if you're in a position where you're able to help physically with the search today ahead of the storm, it was an extended cousin. Okay, there it was. If you're able to help with the search, that would help. He was expected to be in Virginia, and so it was a surprise when they found his truck in North Carolina. That wasn't where he was supposed to be. He had checked in, showed terrain and stuff in Virginia, and then boom, he's in North Carolina. There's information about what was in the truck and what was not. His shotgun was in the truck. His dog bowls and dog food was not. The dog obviously not there. Yeah. I know you played WoW. Did you ever play StarCraft? Not a lot, but a little bit. Back in the day. All right, let's do the birthday stuff because we have to get things underway. Well, we're not in a rush for time at all. We were expecting court to start at 10 o'clock. They finished jury instructions this morning. They've hammered out the details for now. The judge has stepped off the bench, and that's all good. So let me. Oh, look! It's getting started. I'm excited. I'll have a snow scraper here soon, folks. Oh man, there's goop on the nozzle. Do you guys see that? I see goop on the nozzle. Maybe it'll fall off right here. I need to clean it. Might need to. It's too hot to touch. You can't touch it while it's running. But I'll keep an eye on that for you. And you guys maybe can watch me print my snow scraper. Hopefully it prints successfully, and I'll have a way to clean off my car come this weekend. All right. This needs to go.
Happy birthday.
A bit smaller.
You look good.
This will be separated out. It is time for birthdays. Late birthday to Bobby, Malachi, and Norman. Okay, so 3 late birthdays. And then birthdays on the form are Ben and Caleb, Deanie Mullis Diver, and Weishi and Willow. Whew. It's a lot. It's probably a 2-verser. We're going to sing to Bobby, Malachi, and Norman as if it's their birthday today. And by we, I mean all of us. So wherever you are, stand up, take a deep breath, shoulders back, project your voice to the back of the room, blend your voice with your neighbor, and warm up with me if you will. La 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 la. We're ready. We're going to try to fit these in 2 verses. Ready? We're going to mix the bladed and the current. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Bobby, Malachi, Norman, Caleb, and Deanie Mullis Diver. Happy birthday to you. Deanie Mullis Diver. I put an R in there, and I skipped Ben and Caleb. So we have Ben and Caleb, Weishi and Willow. Verse 2. We got this. Oh, helps if I put it on the screen so you guys can see this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ben and Caleb and Weeshi 312 and Willow. Happy birthday to you. Who? Wow. To everyone who's celebrating their birthday today or recently, happy birthday. There are many wonderful days. Today is your special day, and I realize there are a million places you could be and a million people you could have celebrated with, but you chose to be here with us. The privilege, pleasure, the honor, the joy is ours. Hopefully we can turn that joy back to you, make your day a little more special, or begin by helping yourself to free pancakes at Denny's, IHOP Village Inn, Waffle House, McDonald's, Tandy Dunlap's House, Andy's Grill, Bob Evans, and Cracker Barrel. Is there anyone else? Did I miss one? I think we got everybody. I'm thinking so. Grip Bottoms, 24 months and member on the jury. OG Britt Bottoms, thank you very much. It would not be the same without you here. 24 months later, and I speak fluent objections. That's what we learn, how to object properly. Kiki D has one up there. One what? I don't see it. I can't find Kiki D's and all that. What is it? Does someone copy it? Buffer, Alex, and Robin. There we go. Okay, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Drum solo, too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alex and Robert. Happy birthday to you. That was terrible. I apologize. Alex and my hubby Robert, says Red Pen. My sister Alex and my hubby Robert. I think that was a direct copy. I think we got it. Red Pen says I quit, but no, it's good. It's good. I quit. You guys, don't make my mods quit. Don't make the birthday the hardest part of the day. Let it be chat, like everything else, normal chat. Don't put them under the gun. It's early in the morning. I need them. I'm imploring. Don't make my mods quit. Use the form. We can do this. Tammy Dunlap, thank you very much. German pancakes on the menu from Germany. Thank you very much. Eden the Wise says, I predict a very spicy day in court today. Well, I've done that a couple times and I've been wrong. But like the weatherman, there's grace and space for all of us to learn and improve. So hopefully you were right today, Eden the Wise. Appreciate that. Birdie B member for 16 months. Welcome to the gallery. Sending love to all. Stay safe and warm, everyone. I agree. Please do that, everybody. We have a couple other messages to get to. Nick the Hat, hands down #1 channel on YouTube for courts. Nick the Hat, thank you, my friend. Appreciate your longtime support. Appreciate you and good luck in all your endeavors on the YouTubes and beyond. Kelly H, good morning, all. Thank you, Kelly, for the super start with the super chat. Kells Bells sent 5 memberships to kick things off this morning on the gifting membership side. Anna's YouTube account. Welcome to the gallery. Thank you very much. Simply Nikki, just update to negative 25 degrees for you right now. Just a bit chilly where you are. If you get too cold, you can always come inside and sit in your freezer because it's not that cold. So that's an idea to warm up. Britt Bottoms, we've got you 24 months on the jury. Thank you very much for speaking fluent objections. Birdie B member for 16 months as well. Thank you all. We are now caught up and ready to begin court today, which we anticipate is going, if not the last day of defense to witness, it's very, very close. Like if it's not today, it's whatever the next day of court is after this storm, which might be a week from now. Honestly, the judges tossed that out. It could be 5 days before court's held again. Or it could be a whole week from Monday before court's held again. Because of the storm. We just don't know the impact on Virginia and the storms and the schedule and everything else, which is wild to think that a jury hears evidence, all the evidence, and then they just sit on it, not able to talk about it to anyone for a week, and then they get to think it over. So you'd think it would be quick deliberation after all that, but it's all good. All right. I'm sorry, I have to keep checking on my printer and make sure it's doing the things that it should. It's looking good. Look at this. It's just laying the foundation for the printer. It looks like the little bit of green that was on the tip is still being dragged around by it. That's terrible. But as long as it stays there, It's fine. It's laying the base layer. This is sometimes, and it looks like it might have what's called a brim, which is just a little tiny film to sort of hold it all in place. But we'll let the printer keep printing my snow scraper. That's going to be key to me surviving this storm. It's getting a little bit thicker. Nice. All right. Is the snow scraper going to be strong enough? Of course it will. Don't. It's PLA. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Don't cast doubts. Love the printer cam. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I promise. All right. I wish I could hibernate. Blizzard conditions here in parts of western New York. Oh, man, this storm is a doozy, and it's like a 1-2 punch too. Like it starts today. Maybe I'd say it really starts early this morning up till lunchtime, and that's like in Texas areas, right, all the way down in the south. That's where it's going to start sleeting and snowing and freezing and everything else, and then that sort of moves through and could drop a whole bunch of snow, and then there's like a brief gap, and then there's another storm that's coming like right behind it that's going to dump a bunch more snow. Trust me, I watched all the weathermen this morning, and then those two are just going to merge into one big snowmageddon and just clobber everything going like east in a northeast direction. And I am right on the border, like right on the border. Like my church leader sent out emails. We're not sure. We might be canceling church this week. He's already, and that was like Wednesday. He said that. He's like, we might just say, everyone, y'all stay home this week, pray at home. We might call it quits. They're out. They're pre-spraying the roads right now. And we're not expecting weather to turn bad until tomorrow afternoon. So, anyway, good stuff. You need to market the snow scraper. Can you 3D print a 3D printer? It's funny, you can print most of the parts for a 3D printer. Like, I have to print the case for mine, the enclosure. It doesn't exist right now. But, is there an easy way to switch back and forth between these two? Don't think there is. Once the base layer is done, let's have to do that, and then this. Once the base layer is done, the printer goes a lot faster. You can see it just adds a ton of material really quickly. We've got a phone call coming in. Just one second. RA Bike Shop, this is Scott. How can I help you? Hello? They hung up. Update on Bike Shop. I've now been completely banned. The company now sent me an email this morning telling me that my application to be a dealer, an ambassador, and everything has been denied. I've been rejected. It was their choice, not mine, clearly. But the bike thing is all done. It's all done. All right, there's the base layer, and now it just builds and builds. It's a pretty cool view. I could watch this all day. I mean, it's too bad we have court. Oh, it's going so fast the camera makes it look all blurry and wobbly, but that's really quick. All right, let's go back to here and follow what we're supposed to be doing today. Sorry, I get a little carried away. I like the printer a ton. All right, let's get our court ready for the day. If you'll hold with me just for a second. Looking for the right one. There it is. Okay. Got some sound. We've got the video. We're good there. So this morning the judge called both prosecution and defense into court at 9 o'clock. The defendant was there as well, and they hashed out the details, or mostly the details, of the the jury instructions. This is what the jury is going to be read after closing, or possibly before closing arguments. Depends how the judge puts the order in. But it's basically the last thing they're going to hear before they deliberate. It gives them the rules, the law, what they're supposed to do. It's all wrapped up into one big readathon that the judge is going to perform for the jury before they begin their deliberations together. All right, I do want to thank North Carolina, the people that gets the storm first when it comes to Virginia. So my North Carolina people, please be careful. Yeah. I really wish that I had like a connection with a fellow YouTuber who doesn't know me. I've never met them or anything, but I would love to play with permission a video that came out this morning by the Holderness family. They're a couple that I think they competed on like that worldwide challenge where they travel around the world and do hard obstacles and things, and they won. They won like $1 million. But they've been on YouTube for a long time, and Penn, the husband, is all about making silly songs. I think they both worked in TV or production or something, but they quit. Now they're full-time YouTubers. And he makes silly songs. He made a song about what we do in the South when a storm comes, and a video. It's a short, and it is spot on, and it's hilarious. Everything from getting in crashes at 3 miles an hour to buying up all the milk and bread and beer and everything else in the store. I believe we're getting a Saturday Live. I think we're doing a Saturday Live this week. Love the Holderness family. I might be able to provide a link. The Amazing Race. That was it. They were on the Amazing Race. Amazing couple. Really, really cool. I'm so happy for them. They've been very successful. They've done some really cool songs, some about dads driving minivans and some about just life and, the funny things that happen in it. But defense has 3 more witnesses today. You're correct. Approximately 3. It hasn't really been decided. I guess there's still some parts that are up in the air. So that, I guess part of that might be whether or not the defendant himself testifies. I'm not sure if he's one of the 3 or could be a 4th. But let's see. Let's go here and there. Okay. Now we're good. All right. Let's see. Ever since the Ruby Frankie stuff, I don't trust families on YouTube. Luckily it's just me on this end. My wife doesn't do much on YouTube anymore. She did have a channel. Oh, she does have a channel. She just doesn't do much on it. I'm trying to get her to do more cooking on it so I can cook with her over there. But Louis, I did not hear the result. I heard them talking about it, but I didn't hear if they answered yet. Well, Angel, I can tell you it's been a blessing. The idea that I get to work at home, do what I love. I put in more hours on this than I ever did when I went into the office and punched the clock. But man, I love it. The difference in my life by being able to do what I love to do for work instead of just what I'm paid to do for work. It keeps it going because, even on days that, and there are a lot of them, days where we don't cover the bills, it's still a great day because I get to do something that I love to do. It's awesome. Let's see. Is he testifying? Let's see. Must have been said this morning that he's testifying. I don't want to go back there. Let me do this. I'm going to move some things around here just for a minute. Take this, copy that, and paste, and close that. Still have the StreamYard open from last night. For those of you missed the podcast last night, Thomas and I are in fact getting we're getting Progresso soup flavored candy shipped to our house. Now I can do this. I can just cut back and forth from the printer, which is going like 1,000 miles an hour now. This is actual speed, like zzz, bzz, bzz, bzz. It's probably almost a third of the way done with the snow scraper. Could be the coolest snow scraper in North Carolina. But anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Now I can keep the chat on screen separately. Okay. Bree Roz, thank you very much for the bills. For the dollar bills for the bills. Thank you, Bree. Appreciate your support. Ariane Thomas called you out. Melissa, you deserved it. Those beans were bad. Those were bad beans. The state seal is vicious. It is one of the most violent seals of all the state seals. The seal looks like the dude robbed the other guy for the crown. I think it's the lady killed the guy. I think that's a lady, right? That's Athena triumphing over tyranny. Tyrannus or something. Yeah. Pretty sure that's what's happening. I've never heard Progresso soup candy, first time for everything. I hadn't either, but on the website, the Progresso website, it actually has it. So let me see if I can turn on. Is it wrong of me to want to watch two things at once? Let's do a little 2-box. And box 1 is going to be 3. Box 2 is going to be 2. And the background art is going to be black. There we go. Now we can sit like this. We can watch Court and the printer at the same time. All right. If the printer starts producing what looks to be something like a giant hairball, I have to run out and cancel. I can actually cancel it from my phone, but it's never done that for me. I've never seen it just go wild and start creating nanobots or something. But we're hearing he's testifying. That's the word. If you keep showing the printer cam, my husband's going to want one. I wish I could get the audio for it as well. That would be really cool if. But I don't think that. Yeah, it doesn't have audio. It's just camera only. I installed that camera. It's an addition. It doesn't come with the printer, but you can buy it as an option and just plug it in and screw it. It takes one screw and one plug, and it's built in. But what kind of printer, please? That is a Flash Forge. It's a Flash Forge AD5X. I can put a link for it in chat if you want. It's a very fun printer. It's one that my kids have really, really enjoyed, and I have enjoyed. And as you can see today, it's probably going to save me during this winter storm because I'm printing a snow scraper. Flash Forge. All right, here we go. There we go. There's the 3D printer link in chat. It is an affiliate link, so if you do happen to make a purchase after clicking on it, Amazon will reward me with a very small token payment.
All right. Do we have able to talk to your...
I talked to him, Judge.
Okay.
I was waiting to find out some specifications because he asked me those questions, which...
All we need is his email, and then Shannon can send him a link. And we just need to know what time, or if he's going to be prepared for whenever we can send him the link right away.
I told him as soon as I had some sense of timing that I would let him know, and he'd say.
And that's up to you whenever you want to do it, but we can send the link to him now.
Okay.
Do you want to give the email to?
I can definitely do that. Judge, is it possible? I told him I would give him a call back to confirm that.
Sure. Do you want to do it right now?
Outside?
Yeah, just step outside.
Okay.
Speakerphone right here in the middle of court. Go ahead.
I'd rather get that done to make sure we can get him taken care of.
Sounds like someone's going to testify possibly on Zoom. Judge is very happy today, very chipper. I think she's happy to see that the case is moving forward quickly and progressing as scheduled. She was a big fan of getting the jury this case before the weekend and not having a possible week down because of the snowstorm, which is a possibility. Not having the week down and then a little more evidence and then deliberate. She'd rather have all the evidence in and then the break. Thank you, Josh. Let me take a peek. Yes, we already had jury instruction discussions. Basically, they call it a charge conference, right? Where they all get together and hammer out the details. The judge doesn't really have a dog in the fight, but each side can say, I'd like this instruction included for this reason, or this one shouldn't be included because it doesn't apply. We don't want to confuse the jury. A lot of it's procedural, but in some cases, that fight for jury instructions is pivotal. How the instruction is worded, what is included, the order that the jury is told to do different things really does change everything that happens in the deliberation room. So we'll listen carefully when the jury gets read those instructions here in a bit, and see how it goes. Let's see. They tried to delay this witness until Judge A offered Zoom. He wanted to delay. He wants to push into next week. Mariner Mom, Thingiverse are good. I also use Printables. It's a good place to just download designs ready to print. I think this particular snow scraper was from Printables. I can't sell it because I don't have the license. I didn't create the design. But you can basically print anything that's on there. So. All right.
May I have a picture of Scarf and give the email?
Yes, sir.
Sleepy Vapor. The first one I saw that was like that would probably be the Dean. Was it Dean Cummings? I think it was the Arizona or New Mexico case, a murder trial, where he took the stand. He was accused of shooting the person he was buying land from. He'd come down from Alaska to purchase some land and shot the guy with the AR-style rifle. And testified,
Yes, sir.
Changed everything.
We'll go ahead and send your witness the link now.
Yes.
And then whenever you're ready for him, if you could give us a little heads up beforehand so we can get everything set up in the courtroom. We might take a break right before that. Also, Shannon's going to ask IT to be in the courtroom at that time with the help of the remote witness. I know you have been professed as a technology guy, at least self-professed as a technology guy, but I would feel more comfortable if IT was in the courtroom to assist you with any
Yes.
matters with the remote witness.
I 100% agree, Judge.
Okay, good. All right. Are
the
we
same
ready for the
page.
jury?
Yes.
Okay. Detective Miller, if you want to come back to the stand.
If you will bring the jury.
All right, remember this witness is not happy about being here. He doesn't like this. This is not where he'd want to be. He's not being belligerent, but he sure isn't also being like forthcoming and overly helpful. You can see he's almost got a pained expression on his face. This is not his happy place. This was the investigator who was released and transferred to the child sex division after his report did not meet his supervisor's standards, and his ultimate boss said he'll never work another case in our department again in this under, as you know, an IT forensic guy. So his face says it all. This is he's been on the stand twice. He was called once and recalled, and now this is day 2 of the recall. So just it never ends for him.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Your next question for Detective Miller, Mr. Carroll? Yes, sir.
Good morning, Detective Miller.
Good morning, sir.
We finished off yesterday and we had talked about a couple of issues, and I wanted to raise those again with you. Now, when you testified yesterday, do you remember the screenshots that were shown to you?
I remember seeing screenshots, yes.
Okay. And the screenshots were relating, I think you'd called them images, correct? I'm talking specifically about the portable case information.
A portable case is not an image.
But you had referred to it as an image.
He's like,
because we sent you pictures.
I don't believe I referred to it as an image.
Aaron, may we approach the bench for a second?
If the first, 30 seconds of trial each day is an indication of how the rest of the day is going to go, we have a big question mark over the defense performance today. It's a bad start. It's a bad start. I'm not sure why the terminology image is important. Why are we fighting over that? It might be that it was an image of a direct copy of something else. But
so did you image or acquire all of the devices in this investigation?
Data was acquired from all the devices in this, yes, by me.
Did you acquire that data?
Yes, I did the acquisitions for these devices.
And did you acquire the images and all of the data that came from these devices in a forensically sound manner consistent with your training and best practices?
Yes.
Did you process the extracted data using forensically approved and verified tools?
Yes.
This is the same data you produced to detectives and supervisors during this investigation, correct?
The data provided for discovery would have been the same that I provided to the detectives, yes.
Okay. So, and these were produced from the devices you acquired and they were turned over in discovery as required, correct?
Yes.
There are 4 open, I'm going to show you 4 open magnet portable case files with the court's permission on a laptop for you to be able to review. Can you please confirm that these productions are you made for the respective devices: Christine Banfield's laptop, Christine Banfield's cell phone, Juliana Perez Magalhães' cell phone, and Brendan Banfield's personal cell phone? And I'll show you this so you can make that determination. Aaron, may I?
It's a complex question, but I think it's understandable. This is the defense attorney making an effort to admit into evidence.
Could you show what you're going to show to
the entire extraction? I still think there might be a hearsay exception to some of this, because the extraction is going to contain text messages and email exchanges. I I think the hearsay is the bigger obstacle here. But, well, I guess we're crossing one bridge at a time. We should have counted how many times, different ways the au pair's name was pronounced. I think I've done about 7 myself, Greeners. I generally get it wrong every time. We're not counting anything. In the other trial we're going to be going to next, we were counting how many times the judge got angry or upset or intervened and fixed something he didn't like. And we were up to 50 on that, but we haven't really been officially counting something in this trial. Maybe we'll count, well, candy wrappers and objections. Red Pen's been doing those. I think we should count the number of pauses, just times where nothing's happening, or what is happening seems to waste almost everyone else's time. I'm counting ums today. And you have 2 already. So ums it is today. Thank you, Red Pen. Let's do the word catfish. You can't count my ums. I know that I do it as well. Should have counted how many times the judge gave him evidence numbers. It's like, no, we've already got one of those. We've got that one too. Had a lot of them. Catfish is good. Were you counting my ums? Red Pen? This could be really important. As we zoom out and see that the defense attorney has not even presented to the witness yet the thing he's asked him to verify. He's still trying to show him still talking to his expert to pull it up on the computer. Opening 4 magnet case files or copies or images at one time. You know, when court's slow, we have to show the printer. It's doing well. It's nearly done.
Go ahead, sir.
So I'm going to show you.
You're going to have to use a microphone somehow.
If I use your microphone. Sir, I'm going to show you some items, magnet portable cases for 4 separate extractions. And you're welcome to look and confirm for yourself. Take your time. There are 4 separate files down here. So if you'd like, you can make sure that you're certain as to what it is you're looking at.
Thank you.
I get mine from printables.com. Randy? Or thingiverse.com.
I recognize them.
Okay. And starting with the first one, you tell me what you're on, and we'll go either left or right, depending on it.
I'm on the furthest one on the left, which is titled Christine Lenovo Reparse.
Okay. And what device would that be for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
That was the Lenovo laptop.
Okay. And that was Christine's known laptop?
That was the device identified that she used, yes.
Okay. Did you have an opportunity to look at this is a portable case, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And this is the portable case that you provided in discovery to the defense or to the Commonwealth, and then they provided it to us?
Yes.
Okay. And this is what you provided to anyone else who wanted access to it, such as Detective Bryant and Lieutenant Giacchio?
Yes, this was provided for everybody for review.
And was the data that was provided in with regard to the laptop, was that the data that Lieutenant Giacchio was reviewing?
I would imagine, but I can't speak to what he was reviewing at any given moment if I'm not there.
And so when you were talking with him, was it ever discussed as to what it is that he reviewed?
There were many conversations. As far as any particular item out of any one of those conversations, it's hard to pick out, but this would have been one of the things worked off of to discuss the items.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one.
Yes, sir.
I believe in order it would be Christine Banfield's phone. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And same questions. This is a portable case based upon your work extracting from Christine Banfield's phone.
Yes.
And did you have enough time to look through that and make sure that that's accurate as to what your work product was?
As best I can in a short period of time. I can't go through every item.
Actually, to tell you the truth, if you need to go through every item in order to be able to say that's what you were working on, we'll have you do that.
I mean, this appears to be the portable case generated by me, which would have been provided.
Okay. And that's the item that, or the data that comes from that, or what you provided to the Commonwealth to provide to discovery in our for the defendants.
Yes.
Okay. And was that, if you know, was that discovery provided to Juliana Perez Magalhaes' lawyer?
I don't know personally what was provided in discovery to her attorney.
Is it fair to, well, when did you provide that to the Commonwealth?
I provided everything to the detectives, and then that was subsequently provided to the Commonwealth.
And when was the time frame for that?
For speculation?
Overruled, if you can answer.
I would imagine it would be prior to a discovery order.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a timeline. How long did it take for you, if you can tell from your work product, to arrive at that data compilation?
I mean, I can tell that it was scanned in on February 3rd.
February 3rd of what day?
2023.
2023. Are you certain of that?
So when I'm looking at the case processing details on this page, I can see that that phone was scanned in by me into Magnet on 3/3/2023.
That's
Oh, 3/3. Okay, sorry. March.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that makes sense.
If I misspoke.
Let's go on to, and I'm sorry, let me just finish up those questions on Christine Banfield's phone. Was the data that was recovered from your extraction, was that the data that was also provided to the lead homicide detective at the time, Kyle Bryant?
Yes, everything I had was provided.
Okay. And was that also provided to whoever else was interested in digital forensics, like Lieutenant Giacchio?
I would imagine anybody who needed to review it, it would be accessible.
Okay. And did you know that, or was there any sort of protection as to that data in terms of the investigation?
As in, was the portable case password protected? Is that what you're asking?
I'm asking, was the portable case open to every police officer in the police department, or was it open to people specifically with regard to this case, or is it even smaller people that were involved in the case and only needed to see it? Do you know how it was restricted?
I would imagine whoever needed to look at it would be able to, based on what was provided to detectives.
Okay.
Judge, I am going to object to the speculation if he's imagining he doesn't
All right,
know.
sustain as to speculation.
Now, sir, let's move on to the third portable case that you created. Do you identify that?
It is titled Nanny Phone.
Okay. Would that be a title that you gave to that document in that portable case?
Yes.
Okay, so you remember doing that?
Yes.
Okay. And same questions. The data that was extracted from that, was that what you provided to Detective Bryant as part of this homicide case?
Yes.
And was that what you provided to or gave access to? And I'm not going to try to pin you down on who or what, but it sounds like it was available to anybody who wanted to look at it.
Yeah, that would be, once I pass it on, I can't speak to who else would have looked at it and when.
Okay, that's fine. And that was also, I think I may have said this, that was included in discovery or to Detective Bryant, who would have given it to the Commonwealth for discovery, correct?
I would imagine so, yes.
Okay. Now, and just to be consistent, this would be what Detective Bryant could have looked at and Lieutenant Giacchio could have looked at.
Judge, objection asked and answered. He indicated he gave it to Kyle Bryant. From that point forward, it's accessible. He doesn't know who else saw
Asked and
it.
answered is all I need. Thank you. I'll sustain the objection.
No speaking objections. Denisha, thank you very much. We might use some screaming goats.
If it's asked and answered, that's fine, Judge. Can we move on to the fourth item that you're looking at there?
Yes.
And what is that?
I'd say Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra.
And who is the owner of that?
Let me look real quick.
There were two of
This
those,
is
right?
Brendan Banfield's phone.
That was his work phone.
And same questions. You extracted data, and this is the source of that data, correct?
This was what was provided to the detectives, yes.
Okay. And describe what a portable case is for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
A portable case is a report that is generated through a forensic tool called Magnet Axiom. It is a way for the information that is in Axiom to be put into a readable format, similar to Axiom, but not quite as robust. But it's in a format that someone would be able to navigate in a more user-friendly method.
And once you do your extractions, is this the format that you would rely upon in answering questions that may come up, things like that?
I think that would depend. If there are certain things that are better able to be seen in Axiom itself versus in a portable case, but again, the data is in here.
Okay. Would you utilize that as a resource if you needed to know something about the data that was in there?
Yes, I would use this to search for information.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd move the first file, which would be named 120, Defense Exhibit 120, which would be the portable case for Christine Banfield's Lenovo laptop.
What's the objection here?
All right, any objection?
Judge, is counsel going to be able to share that with the jury?
You're not publishing it this time, just into evidence, is that correct?
Yes.
Any objection?
Can we approach?
Okay.
Okay, there is an objection here. This is the goal that the defense has been working at from like 7 different angles since they started their case to try to get this in. If they can get this in evidence, they can present it to their expert saying, here's evidence, review this. Or talk about it and show us this evidence. So give them a minute to sort this out. We're going to turn on our...
All right, 120 in evidence.
120's in. They did it.
Sir, moving on to Christine Banfield's phone, which would be the second file that we reviewed. Your Honor, we'd move into evidence as exhibit number 121.
All right, any objection?
No, ma'am.
Sir, the third portable case that we've just discussed is named Nanny phone, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, we would move that into evidence.
Any objection?
Pursuant to.
No objection.
As defense exhibit 122.
122 in evidence.
State's snippy. They're not happy about this coming in.
And sir, the last file, which you've identified as Brendan Banfield's phone, Your Honor, we'd move that in as defense exhibit 123.
No objection.
123 in evidence.
They're all in. Now we can look at the data. Now we can show the jury.
Court's indulgence.
Yes, sir.
Every time we have a little break, I'm going to show you the printer update. Because of the impending snowstorm, I am 3D printing my own snow scraper. I went to the store this morning. I could not find any.
Your Honor, I don't have any further questions for Detective Miller.
Cross-examination?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
For him. Nothing.
I hesitate to ask if he's subject to recall.
Potentially subject to recall,
Okay.
Judge.
All right, sir, since you are subject to recall, just do not discuss your testimony with me at this time, okay?
Yes,
All right,
Your
thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right, your next witness.
Here we go.
Your Honor, I'd recall Harry Lidsky.
There's the expert.
Can you retrieve his laptop, too? Thank you.
Can we leave that there, Judge?
Oh, you need that? Oh, never
Yeah.
mind. Sorry.
It's Harry's laptop.
All right, he's already been sworn.
All right, now the expert's back. Now we can pull up something and have him
Sir,
read
just
out
a
of it.
reminder that you're still
His
under oath,
evidence.
okay? Of course. All right, thank you.
All these circles we walked in was to get to this point. Now we're back to the very first moment when you got set on the stand.
Sir, calling your attention to what has been moved into evidence as Defense Exhibit 120, 121, 122, and 123. Are you familiar with those exhibits?
I am.
And have you had an opportunity to review those exhibits?
Yes,
I have.
last
And
night.
state to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what did you do in your review as a digital forensic examiner?
Well, as Detective Miller indicated, these portable cases facilitate everybody to visualize the data from the respective devices.
Here comes an objection.
Ourselves included. We
Non-responsive.
use these, and we're able to look at both user accessible files, like what you would see on your phone, and we're also able to see the data behind the data frequently, which can be informative depending on the nature of the investigation.
And do you understand these items to be verified data extractions performed by Detective Miller using appropriate tools and best practices?
I do. I've reviewed his reports and came to the conclusion that he did everything exactly the way he should have and the way he was trained to do it, using the tools that are approved by the industry and accepted by the courts.
And do these items, specifically the exhibits, provide us an opportunity to review the raw data extracted from their respective devices in a forensically sound manner?
They do. So the nature of the case, in addition to giving us visibility, bless you, into all of the data on the device, we can't alter anything. And that's what makes it forensically sound. That's what the term, how the term is defined. So anyone using this can't add anything. We can't delete anything. We can't change anything. If there was a virus on the device, it stays sandboxed within the case. It does not spread to our computers. So it's helpful in a lot of ways.
And so is this considered a safe environment in the world of digital forensics?
It is, and that's the nature, the forensic and forensically sound. It prevents, it's not like blood evidence, but it prevents cross-contamination so that what's on here is on here exactly the way it was when the device was either imaged or acquired when Detective Miller did it back contemporaneous to the event back in 2023.
Based upon your review of this data, were you able to draw any opinions related to this case?
I was.
And what were those opinions?
That catfishing did not occur.
And did you produce any demonstratives that you can display to help walk us through your findings?
I have.
All of this problem was because this witness initially said he did not view the original data. I think it was a misspeak, or it was definitely an oversight by him. But now that he's reviewed it and it's admitted in evidence, he can look at it. I think this guy wasted a day of court time himself. We have 7 more minutes on the 3D printer scraper, or the 3D printer's ice scraper print. We'll be done here shortly. I'll show you when it's done.
Aaron, can you display to counsel and the witness?
There's nothing on the screen at the moment.
I'm connecting, sorry.
There you go. Well, I have your screensaver. Okay.
Thank you, Aaron. Sir, the items that we're about to show relating to your findings, the digital forensics have been identified in the stipulation documents, correct?
They have.
And did that include Brendan Banfield's phone?
Yes, it did.
And Christine Banfield's phone?
Yes.
And the laptop?
Christine's laptop, yes.
Juliana Perez Magalhães' phone?
Yes, among other devices, but these are the 4 central ones I reviewed.
Social media records from Google, FetLife, Facebook, among others?
Among others, yes.
Video from surveillance?
Yes.
Judge, objection leading.
All right, so status deleting.
What, if any, items were related to surveillance?
There was some video surveillance. There was electronic and physical surveillance involved in this investigation. That's all that comes to mind with regard to surveillance.
Did you rely on any interviews?
I was made available to the entire investigation. That included videotaped interviews of the co-defendant, Ms. Magalhães, both transcripts of interviews that she conducted with the police, with the Fairfax County Police. interviews of witnesses, as I think Detective Smith testified to yesterday, like neighborhood canvases, notes, things like that. I've reviewed everything in this case.
Okay. I'm going to show you a slide.
That might come back to bite him.
And Your Honor, we're just trying to
reviewed
determine what our
everything.
previous number was for it.
What, if you show it to me first, and
Yes.
I can let you know. Let's see.
The defendant is going to take the stand today, or at least in this case. I don't know if it will happen today because we have 3 witnesses. This being the second today, the third one might be the defendant.
All right, I have it as 86.
86. And I believe 86 was
It's not in evidence.
Not in evidence. Sir, can you identify?
Is it a different number? I'm sorry, just hold on.
Judge, sorry, I'm scrolling back to 86. I was under the impression this was likely
Okay.
110.
This is your first slide after the
The
titles page?
The title page.
This is the first one. you have.
First one.
And that's the first one you started with him when he was originally on the stand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your Honor, if I may?
Yes, sir.
It's changed a little. This is technically
So it
new.
is different.
It is
Okay.
different, yes.
All right.
Well, then.
Okay, so.
Apologies.
Okay, so this was not the first one that you had seen?
It's
The second or third?
it's a change of the first. It eliminates the
So this is not
party
85
number.
at all. So if you want to give us a new number.
I think it's new.
124, Judge?
Let's give this a new number.
The witness
So this, Your Honor, we identify this as Defense Exhibit 124.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, man.
Sir, do you see the slide here?
I do.
And what does it reflect?
This is a Facebook message sent by Christine Banfield.
And what, if anything, did you look at to determine this slide?
Even though it's a Facebook message, this was recovered from her mobile phone. So a lot of the data on our phones can occur in multiple places, right? So our email is on our phone, but it's also on the server of our respective email provider. This is a Facebook message. It likely is or was on the Facebook server, but this particular message came from her phone.
And was the phone one of the things that the portable case that was moved into evidence through Detective Miller?
It was. I believe this was 122.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd move Exhibit 124 into evidence.
Objection, hearsay.
All right, hearsay?
Sir, Your Honor, I believe this is an artifact of the portable case.
You've got past the foundation. I agree with you. But now that we're past that hurdle, the next hurdle is hearsay.
And Your Honor, I think this is an artifact, and it's for whatever it is part of the portable
I'll
case.
sustain the objection to hearsay.
Sir, can you look at what would be marked as Exhibit 125?
That's in evidence.
Yes.
Hold on a second. That's already in evidence. Okay, so
This particular,
I think that is in evidence as 110.
No, I have it as 109, and then yesterday he clarified for the record, they use as 109.
I'm sorry, I can't.
She said,
okay,
this was clarified as 110.
110, that's what I have it as well, 110. 110 in evidence. Yes, so it's already in evidence as 110.
sir, what is this artifact, or can you explain what this is?
This is a calendar entry, a saved calendar event from Christine Banfield's mobile device or phone.
Okay, and is there anything notable in that artifact?
The date?
Okay, and any other aspects of the calendar entry?
It's what you'd expect, I think, from a calendar entry. It's a date and time. It was on Mrs. Banfield's phone, and the Gmail account associated with it was the one that I believe was hers, attributable to her.
You're all right. I believe that was admitted as
It
Exhibit
is, and it's already
110.
being displayed to the jury.
Okay, thank you.
Got less than a minute left on the
Is there
print,
anything
so I'm
else
gonna show
about
you how it
that
finishes.
particular artifact, Mr. Litsky?
Was an estimate for 10 a.m. for windows. I could talk about why I think that might be informative.
Why would that be informative?
Objection, Judge. Calls for facts not in evidence.
He's an expert.
Overruled, I'll allow it.
Well, from the information I reviewed in the case and the testimony this week and last, the window replacement was a topic at the window replacement at the Banfield house was a topic discussed. I think this reveals that the window replacement project was, number one, dates back to 2021, far earlier than.
Objection calls for speculation. This particular document just says estimate 10 a.m. windows. We don't know if they had other window replacement projects.
I'll sustain the objection.
So in 2021, Christine Banfield was scheduling
Why is he
a
still
window
talking?
estimate
It was
at 10 a.m.
sustained.
Okay. Sir, I think this might be 111, Judge?
I don't think this,
112.
Thank you, Sylvie. He owes you something at the end of this. All right, 112. And it's not in evidence.
Sir, do you identify this
No.
slide?
No, Judge, this was previously offered and denied.
It's not in evidence.
Correct.
Right.
So
It was previously offered. See what happens. Okay.
He
Go ahead,
can't.
sir.
Sir,
Can't
can
get
you
rid of the
identify
hearsay.
this?
Yes, these are messages sent by Christine Banfield from her device, excluding any other party.
And what is notable within these messages?
There are discussions about having the windows
Judge,
replaced.
objection. He's testifying to the subject matter. It's hearsay.
Sustain the objection.
What about the date and time?
These are from June 28th, 2022.
Sorry,
You just changed.
I know,
things.
sorry. My big fingers.
There you go.
Sorry, did you see that before my fingers caused it to go?
Yes, these are from mid-2022, late June.
And sir, do you see the item on the screen?
I do.
Okay, and what is this?
More messages from Christine Banfield.
Objection as to the hearsay. He cannot testify to what's in the document.
What's notable about the date and the time on this particular message?
Is this 114?
It should be, Judge.
I just want to make sure for the record. It's okay. This is 114.
114.
These are from December 3rd, 2022.
Sharon, may we just approach
Sure.
for a moment?
So we have the same problem we had yesterday. We've gotten a little further with the evidence being admitted as a whole extraction, but he wants to talk about messages inside there that are hearsay. I'm surprised he got them admitted, but now it's like he hasn't put any work into. He's like, Your Honor, it's something I need. Well, it's hearsay, but I need it. It's still hearsay. He needs to focus on the hearsay objection and say why this would be admissible. And it has to be a legally accepted reason to allow hearsay as evidence in court. He hasn't done that. He's just been like, it's an artifact. Artifact's not a sorry. He's basically saying, but I don't think it is hearsay. That doesn't hold up. He is floundering a little bit. Trying to get my kids to bring me the print plate from the 3D printer. What are the topics of the message of the hearsay of the victim and what's the hearsay exception? I don't know which one he's going to argue, because I think unavailable witness is not available to him because the defendant is accused of making the witness unavailable.
Your Honor, I'd move to enter defense exhibit number 114.
Objection, hearsay.
All right, I'll sustain the objection.
Okay. The 3D printer has done its job.
And sir, as to the windows, did the information that you received as an expert in forensics, digital forensics, did that inform your opinion?
It did.
Okay. And what is your opinion about the window replacement without getting into the hearsay statements?
That the project originated.
Objection, judge calls for speculation. To refer to it as the project assumes that he is correlating this information with what occurred that's been admitted into evidence.
You want to rephrase?
I'll rephrase. With regard to the subject of windows, without specifically talking about a project, what does this indicate to you and what conclusions can you reach?
That Christine Banfield contemplated or explored a window replacement in 2021 related to issues of age and condition of her existing windows.
Judge, objection, he's testifying to the content.
He gave his opinion.
Yes, yes.
Next question.
I think you just have, what's essentially, you can't go with the writing that's on there. Thank you.
This is really cool.
Now, sir, I'm going to show you what will be marked.
I'm no Vanna White, but this is a nice snow scraper.
125.
Your Honor, I believe defendant's 125.
Okay.
It is a tiny scraper.
Sir, do you see the picture on the screen there?
There's no picture.
It's text. But yes,
You see that?
I do.
Okay. Does Your Honor see it?
No, you have to go to the next slide, I think is what you're trying to get to.
This costs about 60 cents to print.
I mean, all we have is writing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes,
You want a
yes.
picture?
It's a picture of writing.
Okay, it's writing. Okay, that's what he said. Okay, 125. Okay. Yes, we can see that.
Okay. And you just see that, correct?
Correct.
And was this something that you reviewed in discovery to inform your opinions relating to the date that it shows on there?
This is something I reviewed from Discovery. I read it after my opinions were formed.
Okay, so let's just make that clear. And I think you had testified before. In what order did you review the items in evidence versus Detective Miller's findings?
I performed all of my work first before looking at Detective Miller's findings.
And so is this something that you looked at after you had arrived at your conclusions?
Yes.
Okay. And is this something that you relied upon in arriving at your conclusion today?
I didn't rely upon it. I have it here because Detective Miller said it in a way that it was both accurate and succinct. I couldn't do much better, so I copied his work.
Okay. And in terms of how would you characterize?
He's happy about that.
What is this part of this particular statement that's before you?
Objection, if he's going to testify to anything that's contained in the document, regardless of whether or not he copied it, it's hearsay.
All right, I'll sustain the objection.
What document is this part of, a part of that you're looking at?
This is from Detective Miller's executive summary.
Okay, and did you hear any evidence in the court relating to Detective Miller's executive summary?
I did.
Okay, and who were the witnesses who were speaking of that?
Detective Miller.
Objection, calling for hearsay. The jury had the opportunity to hear the
All
testimony.
right, I'll sustain the objection.
Do you recall who, well, okay. This was, is it fair to say this was mentioned in court?
Yes.
Okay. And,
but it doesn't mean he gets to say it right now, sir.
sorry.
126?
Sorry, Judge, I just, a little premature. I was getting it ready. So to avoid hearsay, because this is a written document, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how you, how this affected your conclusions as a result of your examinations?
This didn't affect my conclusions other than to corroborate them after I was done, seeing that our findings were aligned.
Okay, and do you agree with what you see on the screen here that's hearsay that the jury can't see?
I do.
Do you agree with something the jury can't see? Like that's a goat. Do you agree with this?
So do you see the next slide on the screen?
I do.
And if you can describe what you see there on the screen.
Judge, I'd object to any description of the content, hearsay.
There are pictures there, Judge.
So if you could just maybe limit it to the pictures.
Okay, let's start with the pictures.
Okay.
Do you recognize those pictures?
I do.
And are those pictures that you were able to identify independently within the data that was provided in discovery for the defense?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And if we can look at the first picture, do you have any idea based on digital forensics where that picture was taken, or actually not where that picture was taken, where that picture came from?
The picture on the left?
Yes.
The picture on the left came from Christine Banfield's phone.
And the picture on the right?
Also.
Okay, and what processes did you...
The jury can't see them.
...utilize in order to reach those conclusions?
Well, as I was reviewing the data from Ms. Banfield's phone, I found them. They were familiar to me because I had seen them from other sources, such as search warrant returns from FetLife. I'd also seen one of them in Facebook returns that a return is data provided by a service provider in response to a warrant.
It's got to be a selfie or something.
So I'd seen them both from multiple sources.
And the one on the left that you've identified, is there any way to know the timing of that based upon your analysis?
I believe it was January 17th, around 8 p.m.
What year?
And January 17th is significant in this case.
Objection, counsel's testifying.
Sorry. What's the significance of January 17th in terms of the issues in this case?
Yeah, and the photo, I believe, was actually closer to 7:30 or 7:20. January 17th was the day that the FetLife account, which is obviously important in this investigation, was created. that is the user profile. Somebody set up an account on FetLife, and one of these pictures came into play.
So let's take this opportunity to talk about the accounts that were set up that were alleged to have been run by Juliana Perez Magalhaes.
I think I know where he's going with this.
Recant. What were the accounts that we're talking about?
So there was 3 accounts. There was the Gmail account, there was the FetLife account, and then the third would be the Telegram account.
And can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what's the significance of those 3 accounts and how are they linked?
So each account is linked to at least one other account, and that's significant for me as a digital forensic examiner because it's sort of a one or done. And the way the accounts were set up, so the Gmail account was set up first. The Gmail account was used to set up the FetLife account. So you couldn't set up the FetLife account unless you knew about and had access to the Gmail account. To have access to the Gmail account, you'd have to know it existed, and then you'd have to have the password to log into it. So the Gmail account sets up the FetLife account. The FetLife account was used to move conversations over to Telegram. So all 3 accounts are linked, and anybody that had knowledge of any one of the accounts owns all 3 of the accounts. You couldn't use one without the other. You couldn't jump into a Telegram conversation without knowing first how it began from FetLife, and you couldn't get into FetLife without...
Judge, I'm going to object to the speculation. Wouldn't be able to. There's no foundation for that.
All right, I'll sustain us to that, just that part.
Okay. In terms of the objection relating to foundation, what did you rely upon in order to inform those opinions that you're telling the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
The content of the data within the accounts and my knowledge of how accounts work in the FetLife responsive documents from the Fairfax County Police Department search warrant. It says right in there that the user email associated with this is the Gmail account. So the user connected the accounts. The Telegram connectivity is based on the content from the FetLife messages. Please contact me. Do you have Telegram? Please contact me there.
Sir, I'm going to have you look at the next slide. Is this the foundational artifact that supports your testimony to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
This is going to be here.
So this is a picture that Ms. Banfield took of herself on the evening of January 17th.
Okay, that's significant.
Sorry, is that 115?
This would be 127.
127. Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 127.
Any objection to 127?
No, ma'am.
Okay, 127 in evidence. You can publish to the jury.
If the
And
picture
so if
was
you can
taken,
just look, if you can just
at the time the account was
explain to
created,
the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the artifact, what's the significance of that artifact and what you took from it to arrive at your conclusions.
So it's a picture, obviously, of Ms. Banfield. I'd characterize it as a selfie in the mirror. The file name and date, or the file name, that's what I'd call a typical Samsung or Android file naming convention. So in line with what I'd expect to see for a picture taken by a Samsung mobile device. At the very bottom of the screen, you can see that it is a Samsung phone model SMG991U.
we're going to get to see this
The dates and times, the date and time here that's relevant is January 17th, 2023 at 7:20 and 45 seconds p.m. If you look at the file name 4 lines above, that is the typical Android file naming convention, and that's comprised of the date. So we see 2023-0117 underscore, and then 1920, which is 720 in 24-hour time.
Now, the software and the make and the model, is that significant? Does that corroborate anything that you've identified?
Yes, the make and the model is corroborative. This phone was in fact a Samsung SMG 991U, which informs me that this picture was actually taken in what we call native to the device. So it's a photo both contained on the device, but taken by that device rather than one you'd get in a text message.
That's what the 1969 created by
attachments.
I used Nebula on this. It's like a purple-blue nebula.
I don't believe I previously identified it, but I would put it in as Defense Exhibit 127.
This one, it's already been, and it's been published for the last.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I'm covering my bases.
Okay.
Sir, I'm going to have you look at this item. Do you see that on the screen?
I do.
And are those digital artifacts that you relied on in arriving at this?
You have to say yes, sir, because when you say no, it causes
Describe
problems.
what you have, what you see in that slide.
So this is part of the responsive documents received in this case from Facebook. And so the information, it is digital, it is artifacts, but it's not recovered from a device so much as from provided by Facebook from their servers.
Okay. And did you create this slide?
I did, yes.
Okay. And what's the significance of the notations on the left side? Your Honor, I would move to enter into evidence. I think Defense Exhibit 127?
128.
128.
128. Any objection to 128?
No, ma'am.
All right, 128 in evidence published, please.
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what those markings are, both on the left side of the picture and below the picture?
Yeah, so as I said, this is information that was provided by Facebook. This is where Christine shared this photo with Brendan. Just starting at the top left and working down into the right. The author, Christine Banfield, so it was sent by her from her account. It was sent on the service providers, in this case, almost universally provide us with documents in UTC, Coordinated Universal Time versus Org Ranch Mean Time. So it needs to be adjusted. So this in February, or January, I'm sorry, we need to subtract 5 hours. So that's why it's appearing as January 18th instead of January 17th. But January 18th at midnight and 20 seconds, midnight and 20 minutes is actually January 17th at 7 p.m. and 20 minutes here on the East Coast. So she sent it, and the body of the message she sent was new bathing suit included, and the artifact below that is just the attachment, which is this photo, and the name that the associated data that Facebook includes with that.
So let's just have a little discussion about UTC time. You called it Greenwich Mean Time, correct?
Objection, mischaracterization. He said that it is universal and it is a 5-hour difference. I believe it's been asked and answered.
I think he can explain it, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm sorry, was that a stipulation that it's a 5-hour difference?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And so we don't need to explain too much now. Why are some items in UTC time versus present time?
My experience and what I believe to be the reasons, and this is universal with service providers, from my experience, Google, Facebook, phone companies as well. They just provide everything in UTC time. So they provide it in one time zone and you have to do the work. Otherwise, they'd have to send records to Fairfax in East Coast time. They'd send them Chicago in Central time, LA, and they're providing records to law enforcement and legal counsel all over the world. So they just send it as UTC. That's, I think, why UTC exists, sort of to give us all something we can all start with and work with personally from there.
Thank you, sir. Can you look at this next slide?
Yes.
Is that something that informed your opinion that you've been telling the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Yes, this is a digital artifact from a laptop.
Okay. And is that the laptop, Christine's laptop, that was introduced into evidence through the portable case with Detective Miller?
It is.
Okay. And can you explain, Your Honor, I've moved that in as Commonwealth's Exhibit 129.
Any objection?
No objection.
129.
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what that is and how that's significant?
Sure. This is a Windows event artifact. It contains the security identifier. So for Windows computers, every user is assigned a security identifier number, and that's the long number we see on the second line down, ending in 1001 on this case. So that just informs us of which user profile was active at the time that the activity took place. So a computer, if you have a shared computer in your household with 4 people, each one will have their own unique security identifier, and that's what you get when you log into your profile, and that's why your things will come up, your information, your email accounts, versus somebody else who might be using a shared computer. It could also be in play with, for work computers that are shared as well. The time and date are just that, and these have been. This is in East Coast time because of where the computer is located, and down to the bottom, the third line up, just tells us what this event represented, and this is just simply a log on to this device by that particular user with that security identifier of 1001.
Sir, I'm going to have you take a look at this slide. Is this a slide that you created for this presentation?
This is a screenshot of an artifact from the same computer.
And what's the significance? Well, Your Honor, I moved this in as Commonwealth's Exhibit number 130.
Any objection?
No objection.
130.
Sir, if you could go through this, what is the significance of this artifact in terms of a digital forensic analysis?
Similar to the last, this is just another standard Windows event that we often see when a computer is either powered on or logged onto. So the time of this, if you want to compare it to the slide before, is likely within milliseconds. A lot of things happen when we start our computers that go on in the background. The previous slide was the user logging into their account. This is just reflective of the computer probably almost immediately joining the Wi-Fi account for in this case, what I know to be the Banfield home.
APOX.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, he's referenced the previous slide. I'm going to put it back to the previous slide.
129 is an evidence, so you can go back to 129.
All right. If she took the picture and then the FetLife account was created,
so that's the
then
previous
she sent
slide.
it to Brandon.
Yeah. Can you just highlight what it is you were talking about in terms of the timing?
Yeah, so if we look at the created date time.
Judge, the Commonwealth will stipulate that they show the same time.
Okay. Stipulation that it shows the same time. Thank you.
You can stipulate, but they can still present their case.
So is there anything
not
additional that you need to testify to about that slide?
No.
If the FetLife account was created
you
before
see a
Brendan
slide
got the
before you?
image, that would be impactful.
I do.
Okay.
If not,
Your Honor, that would be identified as Defense Exhibit 131.
All right. I'm just making sure we didn't see it yesterday. I'm not sure we did. So we'll make it 131.
I don't think we did, Judge.
Okay, 131.
May I have?
Sir, do you see that?
I do.
Okay. And if you could just describe, was this something that you utilized in your forensic analysis of this case?
Yeah, I think there are other images that are associated with this that will come up in progressive clicks, but this is using artifacts from the laptop that I examined, or the portable case that I was using to examine artifacts from within the laptop. This is a sort of sequencing of events in chronological order, and that's, I think, as I described before, something we do looking backward in time and following events on a device might help inform who was using the computer, and certainly the time and date and what they might have been doing.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit number 131.
Any objection?
No, thank you.
If you could please publish that to the jury. Sir, can you just explain, they didn't have that on the screen when you were...
Sure. These are the artifacts that I located on Miss Banfield's laptop. And this just shows that shortly after the computer was logged on and joined the Wi-Fi, she opened a browser and navigated to or viewed a Google website and her email
Judge,
inbox.
objection calls for speculation. He doesn't know who it was that looked at anything. He can tell us what the computer did.
All right. I'll sustain objection.
The person whoever was using the computer opened a Google website and Google inbox related to Miss Banfield.
And sir, what's the significance of the email, the Gmail account that's identified in the second line there versus other Gmail accounts?
So this one became known to me through my review of all of the evidence in the case as Miss Banfield's sort of go-to email account. This is not the alleged suspect email account that we talked about as being formed on January 9th.
And what was the alleged suspect Gmail account that you referred to?
That was the one that was used to then set up the FetLife account in Telegram. Is the account, the alleged suspect Gmail account was the one that received communication from FetLife, both the FetLife service provider and from users wanting to message through that account.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to show you this next slide. Do you see that?
I do.
Your Honor, I'd move that in as Defense Exhibit 132.
All right. Any objection to 132?
No objection.
All right. And evidence can publish.
And so tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what this is.
So again, chronologically, this is, it looks like just under a minute later, whoever was using this computer was now able to see the draft email box within their Gmail account, the Miss Banfield's Gmail account, also the sent email box or account messages from Miss Banfield's account.
And where are the sent emails that you're referencing?
It's the now fourth line down. You can see on the title of the slide, also on the left-hand side for the URL, that's just showing that the sent mail box or tab was open at this time.
Okay, and the draft mails are the one, well, you tell me. I'm not going to.
Yes, the draft is right above it. Usually, parenthetically, when there's a number there, for us email users, that reflects the unread messages in the respective accounts.
She had over 4,000 unread emails.
Your Honor, did I move that into evidence?
That's in evidence.
Okay. Sir, do you see this new slide, which is incorporating the old slide?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and what's the significance of that? And then if you identify it, then I'm going to move it into evidence. So just identify that as a slide, and Your Honor, I'd identify it as Defense Exhibit 132.
133.
133.
Any objection to 133?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Again, just chronologically, this is more activity shifting away from one service provider to another, from Gmail to Facebook in less than a minute.
And the timing is in the second column?
It is. So this would be January 17th at 10:01 and 10 seconds p.m.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to move on to the next slide. This will be identified as Defense Exhibit 134.
Any objection to 134?
Sorry, Judge, if I understand this. Judge, I understand that the slides are just successive.
The only new thing is the artifact information.
Right, we're just adding one item at a time. So, okay,
No
sure,
objection.
no objection.
134.
Sir, as Ms. Sand said, this is a progression of items, and there's a new portion. Can you describe what that is?
Yes, so this is artifact information related to the login of now the alleged suspect Gmail account. So we can see down at the bottom of the highlighted section, this is CBRN920 at Gmail. That's different from the email that we see at the top of the screen for C. Banfield. So this is significant because now, again, we're talking about a login to the account that's central to this investigation. So whoever was using the computer at this time at 10:03 and 4 seconds was clearly aware of the account and had the credentials, because this is a successful login.
Sir, do you see that slide?
Don't think this moves the needle.
Slide?
I do.
Okay, and there's, as said before, there's one additional piece of evidence there. Is this something that you created and something that you relied upon?
It is.
Okay, Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 135.
Any objection?
No.
135.
Sir, if you can explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury the significance of this in terms of digital forensic analysis.
So the content to me is not as informative necessarily as the sequencing. So we had Facebook at 10:01. If we look just above the Google login we just discussed, or the Gmail login we just discussed, we have the Gmail login at 10:03, and now we're back in Facebook at 10:03 and 35 seconds. The significance of the highlighted portion in the last artifact, or the newer one that we're reviewing, is that we're looking at a media attachment within Facebook. Obviously, for any of us who use it, there's a lot of different things we can look at, but in this particular one, we were looking at a media attachment.
Sir, if you could look at the next slide, which would be identified as Defense Exhibit 136. Please explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is this something that you relied on in your digital forensic analysis?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Your Honor, I move that in as
Any objection?
Defense Exhibit 136.
136 in evidence.
Go ahead, sir. Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what this significance of this in the line of messages?
Yeah, so as we might imagine, as we do things on our computers, things happen in rapid fashion. And when we slow down and sort of look at what's happening on the back end and visualize it that way, it seems to make sense. So just before this, at 10:03 and 35 seconds, we are looking at a media attachment, what I believe is a photo on Facebook. And then 5 seconds later, at 10:03 and 40 seconds, we have a download of a photo in the Chrome browser that was being used at the time. And this is a download to the computer.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to ask you to identify as Defense Exhibit 137. Can you look at that, sir?
Yes, I can.
And is this something that you analyzed and created as a result of your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 137.
Any objection? Nope. 137 in evidence. Published.
Sir, can you give some context, or can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how you obtained this and what the significance of it is?
Sure. So again, each of these is building on the previous artifact, but so at 10:03:40, we had the photo downloaded to the computer. At 10:04 and 23 seconds, so under a minute later, that same photo is emailed as an attachment from the alleged suspect Gmail account to the alleged suspect Gmail account. And the email attachment, if we look at the file name on the very bottom that ends in 1973_n.jpg, we can see that that's the same file that was downloaded from Facebook 2 lines above it at 10:03 and 40 seconds.
And sir, this is identified as Defense Exhibit 138. Is this highlighting what you just said?
It is. This is just drawing attention to the fact that we're correlating now the same photo. And this is one of the things we do in digital forensics. We can follow an artifact around as it goes, and that can be informative.
Your Honor, can I move that in as Defense Exhibit 138?
Any objection?
No, Judge.
All right, 138.
The ladies and gentlemen just see that. Do you want to direct them as to what the change is in this?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is just the annotation I described, just showing that these two artifacts are linked. The download,
sorry,
it's gone.
There
it is. The download a minute or so before the email.
Okay, thank you. Sir, I'm going to have you look at the next slide, which will be identified as Defense Exhibit 139. What is that?
These are WhatsApp messages from Miss Banfield's cell phone.
Okay, and what, if anything, how did you arrive at, how did you get these digital forensic artifacts?
From the review of the data provided from the portable case related to Miss Banfield's cell phone.
And Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 139.
Any objection?
No.
139?
Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury of what the significance of this communication, and am I correct, this is all on January 17th?
This is on January 17th, yes.
Okay.
So I think as Detective Miller said rather well, context matters. Context is helpful. So we don't, to help determine user attribution, which is always the big question for us in the digital forensics field, we don't just look at one device. We look at everything we possibly can to inform what a person was, where a person was. If someone's device is being used by someone other than the owner, if they're physically removed from it, we can draw that conclusion. So I was simply looking at Ms. Banfield's phone at the same time frame that I was looking at her laptop, so we can see the date is January 17th, and the timing is right around the same time that we were looking at from the computer a moment ago right around the early 10 o'clock hour.
Sir, I'm going to move to the next slide and have you take a look at that. Can you identify that slide?
I can.
And just to be careful here, is the left side of the slide what was on the previous slide, 139? Were those the communications that you were talking about on the previous slide?
Yeah. So,
do you want me to go back so you can see it?
No, I have them both.
Okay.
Would you like me to describe this?
If you could describe it.
Yeah, so one of the things that the forensic software allows us to do is both look at the artifact in sort of a raw form that might be useful for us, but it also allows us to visualize a conversation just like we would on our devices. So we'd have, sort of a comment bubble or chat bubble on the right and the left as we talk with somebody.
Okay.
So it's just a visual representation of the same data.
And so without getting into the conversations, were you able to determine that a conversation took place?
Yes.
Okay. And were you able to determine who the conversation was between?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm not going to present that.
It's just ID'd as 140, that's fine.
140, okay.
Is this a good time for a break?
Yes.
That would be fine, Judge.
Okay, all right, let's go ahead and take our 15-minute recess at this point. Please do not discuss the case with anybody and don't do any outside research, okay?
All right, I thought for a second, defense might have something here when they started talking about this picture, the selfie, the swimsuit picture. They might have something. The way they presented it's definitely a picture that was taken by the Samsung phone as it's represented in the image as well. And it was taken by her. It looks to be authentic that way. It was on her phone.
Sir, since you are testifying, just don't discuss your testimony with anybody to include the defense team at this time, okay? All right, we'll come back at 11:45, okay?
That seems to be a step in the right direction, but they had to link things together a little closer than that. They had to show that she uploaded the picture. It appears to be taken the day they created the account. Is that what I understood? It was created the day that they created the new email address and the FetLife account. Oh, we're switching really fast between those two pictures. But we have the evidence that it was sent to Brendan. So Brendan had it. That for it to be important to me, to show that Christina may have created the FetLife account, we would have had to have her take the picture, her create the FetLife account, probably very closely together in time when she is, it could be, presumed that she still has her phone, like 2 minutes after she took the photo, she creates the FetLife account using the phone as authentication. That would be close together. But her sending a picture and then hours later, someone creating a FetLife account using that picture, that doesn't mean she did it at all. It would have to be very close together. I don't doubt that there could be some data like that somewhere in all these things, but somebody has to take all the devices, 60 devices. Was one of an Apple Watch? If she was wearing an Apple Watch that said she was asleep at 10 p.m. when the account was created, game over. Game over for Brendan, right? Where's that? Where's that sort of data? I'm surprised the state didn't bring any of that in. There should have been something, some overlap somewhere that can say, hey, these two things cannot exist together. You can't have the computer being used at home on the home APOX Wi-Fi network the same time to create an email address, the same time the wife's phone is driving at 40 miles an hour from the grocery store home. The two things can't be the same person. There's got to be some sort of overlap where the data can spell that out for us. And if they did happen at the same time, show us that. Show us the overlap. But right now, this is just like, she took this selfie picture. Great. All of us have taken selfie pictures. If we have a camera on the phone, we've probably taken a selfie picture. We maybe even sent it to our significant other. That's really what we do. But the fact that she took a selfie the day that an account was created, that's not enough for me to move the needle. That's nothing. I needed more than what we got here. And if anything, the fact that she sent it to Brendan is more evidence that that he might have done this. State still has rebuttal to bring up conflicting data. I realize that. They can do that. But why didn't they bring this up on direct? Is there nothing in all the 60 devices that were imaged? Is there nothing that they could piece together to say, and here's more evidence that our story is accurate, that our theory is correct? There's got to be something. And we missed that. We got none of that on direct. I have tape on my cameras front and back. For those that were curious, I know we showed you the printing. I printed my own ice scraper this morning on my 3D printer. This is a nebula made out of PLA. Nebula is the color. It's like a star type thing. It sort of glitters and sparkles funny in the light. Sort of like a purple-blue sparkly thing. Cost-wise, this is about, depending on where you purchase your PLA, between about 60 cents and $1.20, roughly. Uses about 36 grams of PLA. And I made it myself because I could not find one in the store this morning. We have a storm coming. Yes, it's tiny, but we get very little snow. We might get, what, a 1/4 inch of ice where I'm at? Maybe 1/2 inch. Hopefully that can handle the ice. Apple Watch doesn't work with Android devices. Right, but if she had a Samsung, a smartwatch, something that was tracking... I use Apple Watch sort of like as a catch-all, but any brand of digital device that tracks her sleep schedule, they can say she was sleeping here. Look at the heart rate; it's dropped down to this baseline level and is constant there. There's no movement or activity. If we have something like that, a record at the same time that her computer's being used, even if it's in the same house, that would be an indication that she's probably not, using it in her sleep. Is it really usable? Yes. It's a full-on snow scraper. It works. The first useful thing I've made on my 3D printer. Let's see. Some pictures were sent to the burner phone. I'm not sure if we can show them all, but oh, wow. Got a bunch. So, I need to know who this is. I ordered your 3D printer. I blame you. Who was that? Who ordered the 3D printer? Let's see. Let's see. All right, we do have an update. A lot of things are happening right now. It's a busy time. Some sad updates and some difficult updates, and this is one of those. This comes from our friend Jennifer Juniper. She says, first of all, we're overwhelmed and grateful for all the prayers offered on our behalf thus far. We got some results that necessitate further testing, and we're facing uncertainty, and we'd be so thankful for continued prayers, and we'll update you as soon as we're ready. Y'all are the best. Chat. Much love. I hadn't shared that yet. I was waiting for the go-ahead on that. But for those that are aware, Jennifer Juniper's husband had some tests on Monday, and it came back with more questions than answers. And so continued prayers and thoughts on her behalf would be appreciated. All right, I'm still trying to see the pictures. Oh, your hubby printed the 3D printer boxes. Selena, is those yours? Those are yours? One of the most common things to print on a 3D printer is an organizer or a box or little cubbies, holders for something else. Let's see. Trying to holders for PLA. Yes, there's a lot of that as well. Let's see. Oh, it's Troy. Troy, you're going to love it. You're going to love the printer. All right. I thought you were buying 3D for your son. My son is using it. I have to fight him for time to use the 3D printer. He is doing a lot of engineering and design work and loves it. He's been printing all sorts of stuff. I don't have any further update from Amber. Thank you, Melissa. Melissa's sort of being a go-between with Jennifer. Jennifer, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your husband, and several others of you who are in a difficult situation right now and looking for peace and answers. Thought you bought it for Mrs. R.A. No. This was a family. The 3D printer we got was it was our family gift. Like we do very small gifts for each of the children, and then we wanted one gift for the whole family, and the 3D printer was that this year. So 3D printer things at my house: a rubber bands shooter, a Tic Tac projectile fire, a Tic Tac ammo can, and collapsible lightsabers. We've done the collapsible swords as well. Did you finish making the insulin pump clip? I did. I like it. I have to take it to her and see if she likes it and if it's any better than the one that she has. But I have that. Yeah, our family does Christmas differently. It's probably a smaller Christmas than a lot of families. Because we have a lot of kids, we've just never been that every kid gives every person a gift, right? That would break the bank in a heartbeat. And so we set a very low price point, say like $20 as a limit for what one child will give one other kid. And we'll draw names. So this year, child A might have child D as the recipient, and it's sort of a random drawing. And then we keep to the budget, and everyone you choose what you're going to get that one person. And then we do the family gift. Christmas would be too expensive any other way. I'm not in the right tax bracket to grant wishes, but we already have a child D in evidence. We're up to child E. All right, thank you, Greeners, for the the clarification. Is that like a Secret Santa? It's similar. We do something a tiny bit different, but let's see. Love how you name the kids A, B, C, and D. What's funny is we keep it a secret, right? Who has who is a big secret, and then all the kids try to fight and figure out who has who. They don't fight, but they try to trick people into revealing who they have. That's half the fun, is seeing if you can crack the code before Christmas. JD Steele, I like this theory a lot. When we first got married, I was terrible with money, absolutely terrible. I bounced a check probably the first week I had a checking account. And it was to a sporting goods store for fishing supplies. It was terribly embarrassing. I didn't understand how it worked. I thought that if I had money in my savings account, I could write a check and it would pull it out of the savings account. Apparently, you need to move the money to the checking account to make it work. So I fixed it and paid the fines and apologized profusely. Didn't face any criminal charges for it, but my financial knowledge was quite poor going into the marriage. My wife, on the other hand, came into marriage understanding budgeting, being a business management major, understanding finances a lot better. And we had to have a meeting of the minds, which was mostly an educational session for me. And I think we could probably track every penny that we've earned, either collectively or individually, as a throughout our marriage because of her. She tracks it all. Budgets, we've done some frivolous spending. When we were double income, no kids, a couple of dinks, we went out and bought a what's called a love sack. It's a huge bean bag that's like 6 feet wide. It's bigger than our couch, and we stuck it in our little apartment. And we're like, yay! We're just throwing money around for that. That was a big expense for us. It was a couple $100, and or at least over $100, and but it was because she budgeted that was possible. And she still is very, very good at budgeting. But initially, I had some debt. I think she had some car debt. I think insurance paid off my debt on my car because somebody totaled my truck for me, and I paid off her car debt. And then we just decided that debt was something we didn't want. And we avoided it and scrimped and saved and did without a lot. And it enabled us to realize that a lot of the things I thought I needed were more in the want category. We were too cheap to pay for Dave Ramsey. That's how cheap we were. So we follow a lot of the same principles that Dave Ramsey espouses, but we were too cheap to pay for Dave Ramsey. So when we became debt-free, we couldn't even call into his show and do the debt-free scream because we didn't sign up for his class. It's funny. Anyway, so that's a little background on. I don't know why we're talking about finance. Probably because we talked about Christmas, but anyway, it's been a huge blessing later on in life as expenses come up and suddenly cars break down or a car gets totaled and we have to buy another one, and I'm like, oh great, now what? And Mrs. R.A. says, good thing I've been saving. we have a savings account. We have some money we can put towards that. So it also helped a ton when I was out of work for 7 months prior to starting this new career as a YouTube content creator. Anyway, let's see. That's our goal this year: get out of debt. We turned to 30-year mortgage to 15. That's a huge shift. That changes things a big deal. But wow, the feeling when you finally own your house, right? Except for the part that the government takes every year in taxes, but you finally own your house, is liberating. It's amazing. I would say it feels better to be debt free than to have the thing I wanted to buy on credit. Having done both, being like, yay, I bought the thing I wanted and now I have to pay over time for it. It's fun to have the thing you wanted, but the weight that falls on your shoulders of the having to pay part, I much prefer the yay, I'm debt free. I don't have the thing I wanted, but I can save for it. Anyway, it's all good. Anyway, this is not a financial advice channel. I apologize. Hopefully, I can give you my advice, but I'm not good at it. Don't talk about taxes. I can't do my own taxes anymore. They got too difficult. So luckily we have a very cheap and very good accountant that does that. I've never met her, but I just email everything and she does it. Can I do a recap of this morning? Jennifer Kittrell, what we've had this morning so far is, and we're actually going to start any second now. Defense has successfully managed to get admitted into evidence 4 extractions of 4 devices. And I think it was Christina's phone, Brendan's phone, Christina's laptop, and maybe Juliana's phone. I think those 4 came in, or maybe it was 2 of Brendan's phones or something. 4 things came in as evidence, and now finally his defense expert is able to talk about them a little bit. But we still have the problem of most of what he wants to show from there is hearsay. We've got these communications, emails about windows, about asking for bids on windows long before Brendan asked for a bid on the windows, which would show that she was involved. Okay, here we go.
I brought share with me.
All right, your next question.
Thank you. Mr. Lidsky, I'm going to have you look at the next slide, and if you can just identify it. Can you see that on your screen?
I can.
And is that something that you utilized in your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, I move that in as exhibit number 141.
Any objection?
No, ma'am.
141.
Sir, can you please explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what's the significance of this artifact?
Sure. This ties into the prior slide and artifacts that we reviewed, or the ones from the laptop, 2 slides prior. Again, we're just going chronologically and looking at what the user of this device was engaged in. Of note, and it might be helpful to go back 2 slides to the previous blue one. We're seeing a bouncing between applications and between accounts. That's helpful for me in this case, at least, because part of the information that I was aware of from witness interviews or co-defendant interviews is that when this device, which was the subject of alleged misattribution, removal, and use by another party or parties, that when the laptop was in that possession, it was just, we were just using the account, or it was directed account usage. Here we're seeing a shift back and forth. So we started with Gmail at the beginning of this 2 slides ago. And then we went to Facebook, and then we had a download, and then we saw the suspect alleged account, or alleged suspect email account in use. Then, and now here at 10:05, so this is all within a 5-minute window, we're back into Ms. Banfield's sort of the non-suspect account, so just her personal email account.
That still could have been Brandon doing that, though.
Sure, I'm
could
going
have
to
just been
look at the
opening.
next slide, which is
But he sent
what you just described to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Your Honor, that would be exhibit number 142.
Any objection?
No, thank you.
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what's the significance of the additional line that's down on the bottom of this slide?
Yeah, it's merely just a continuation. The first line of this demonstrative, or sheet of the demonstrative, is at 10:05 at 17 seconds, and that's looking at a particular email. So that's where we see on the second and third lines, respectively, sent mail. That's the sent mail box and the inbox with a lot of unread messages. The first line is an actual specific message.
Sir, I'm going to have you look at the next slide, which will be identified as exhibit 143. Do you recognize that slide?
I do.
Do you recognize the additional line?
I do.
Okay. Your Honor, I move that in as Exhibit 143.
Any objection?
No, thank you.
143.
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury the significance of this artifact?
Sure. So this is a Google search for FetLife, which obviously is important in this case. Of note is the timing. Again, looking at what's occurring right before this. So at 10:05, 10:06, 10:07, we have activity within Ms. Banfield's email account, and here at 10:07, basically 10:08, now we have a Google search for FetLife. So we've moved. The user of this device at this time has moved from one to the other.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide.
All right.
Sir, can you identify what will be marked as Exhibit 144?
Yes, I can.
And Your Honor, I move that into evidence.
Any objection?
No.
144.
Sir, can you please explain that additional line and how it relates to the ones that you've already discussed?
Sure. So this is typically after a Google search and relatable. The search results come in, and very frequently users will click on a link. So in the line, the third line down, we have a search for FetLife, and then immediately after, within under 30 seconds, we have a visit to the FetLife site.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide.
All right.
And this will be identified as Exhibit 145. Sir, is that an artifact that you utilized in creating this slide?
It is.
Okay. Your Honor, I move that in as Exhibit 145.
Any objection?
No objection.
145.
Sir, please explain the significance of this additional artifact to what you've already described for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
So this is a second login to the alleged suspect email account, the CBRN 920 Gmail account at 10:12 p.m. My experience is you cannot be logged into two Gmail accounts at once on the same device. So looking up to the top row of this slide, we're into Ms. Banfield's sort of personal email account. So at that point, this computer was logged into the C. Banfield RN account, and now we're seeing a relog in back to the CBRN 920 account.
And is there any way to know what
I'm logged into multiple Google.
That was from this laptop, from Ms. Banfield's Lenovo laptop.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide.
All right.
And that will be identified as Exhibit 146. Sir, is this an artifact, or is this a slide that you created based upon your digital forensics analysis?
It is.
And Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 146.
Any objection?
No.
146.
So moving on, sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the significance of the data that's before them?
This is from Ms. Banfield's mobile device. This is a little bit later in the 10 o'clock hour, from 10:43 to 10:46 p.m. And these are just website visits that were performed using her mobile device at the time.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide.
All right.
And this will be identified as Exhibit 147. Sir, do you recognize that artifact?
I do.
And is that something that you reviewed in preparing this slide?
It is.
Can you please explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what's the significance of this? Oh, I'm sorry. Your Honor, I move that in as.
Any objection?
No.
I think she said no.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, no.
Okay, all right. 147 evidence, sorry.
Okay, now it's on display, so if you could please explain that to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yeah, this is simply opening the photo app on the Windows laptop.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide.
All right.
Identified as 148.
Any objection to 148?
No.
148 in evidence.
Sir, explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the artifacts are and how they're significant.
So the user of this device at this time, using the Photos app, edited the photo we saw back at the beginning of these slides. So if you remember the photo we saw that was downloaded from Facebook to the device ended in 1973_N. And now we see at 10:47 p.m. a new photo ending in 1973_N edit.jpg has now been used by the Photos app on Christine's laptop.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next exhibit. Sir, do you recognize this exhibit?
I do. It's just a call out for.
Okay. It'll be identified as exhibit 148.
149.
149.
Any objection to 149?
Well, he didn't make the circle himself, but I don't object.
Okay, 149 in evidence.
And I'm sorry, if you could, the jury now sees that. What were you saying about that?
Yeah, that the circle is just a call out to what I described, just taking note of the file name.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide. This will be identified as exhibit 150.
Any objection to 150?
Nope.
150.
Sir, can you add?
Yeah, it's just a further call out to the tail end, the 1973_N edit.jpg.
And when you say call out, what your explanation was?
Yeah, just drawing attention to the significant part of the file name.
So I'm going to move to the next slide.
All right.
Sir, do you see the slide in front of you?
I do.
Okay, and this would be identified as exhibit 151.
151. Any objection to 151?
Judge, if you could lay foundation for how this slide was created.
All right.
Sir, what is it that you examined in order to create this slide? Can you explain?
Sure. I reviewed the responsive documents provided by FetLife to create this. I took screen grabs or snippets of those documents, which are rather voluminous, and I consolidated for me, what the salient points were into this slide.
And this is specifically related to this slide, correct? I'm sorry, to the topic of this slide.
Yes, this is the important information from the FetLife documents for this discussion related to this slide, yes.
Okay, Your Honor, I move that in as Commonwealth's or Defense Exhibit 151.
Any objection?
Judge, I do. Unfortunately, it's out of context, and I think best evidence would require the full document be used.
Do you have the full document?
Judge, I believe that's part of the stipulations that were put in relating to the FetLife documents.
Correct, and we've admitted the full document into evidence. I think that is the document that should be used.
I don't have it right now, Judge.
All right.
We can move on from
You
151.
can supplement it with the full document, then we can
Yes.
put it in. Okay.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to what will be identified as number 152. Sir, do you recognize this slide?
I do.
Okay, and I think there's been an objection relating to the full document. But what's the additional information that is on this document?
It's the addition of a photograph.
Okay, and what's the origin of that photograph?
Objection, Judge, asked and answered. We've already talked about this photograph. It's been admitted into evidence.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Your Honor, once we get the full
Okay.
document, then I'll
Sure.
ask for it to be admitted. I'm going to go on to the next slide, Judge.
Okay.
Sir, can you identify the artifacts that were used to make up this slide?
Yes, I can.
Okay, and where did they come from, and what's the significance of them for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
These came from Ms. Banfield's cell phone. They are web searches.
If I may just interrupt for a second, Your Honor, we'd move this in as defense exhibit number 153.
Any objection to 153?
No objection.
153?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Okay. These are web searches or website visits from Ms. Banfield's cell phone from January 17th from 10:49 through 11:29 p.m. They're informative in that the 10:49 artifact at the top was about a minute after the FetLife account was created. So for timing, it's informative. For the middle column, we can see what the website was, or what was the website that was visited, what the content was. So that can be informative for a digital forensic examiner in helping determine potential attribution based on the content. So is it content related to one person over another? Is it related to, in this case, a catfishing theme? Is it related to, or is it what we might expect from a user's normal activity? It's also, I'm sorry if I could add one.
No, please.
Timing also is informative, obviously. If somebody's device is in use and we can assign attribution, then it shows that they're awake and in possession of their device. And obviously that was, for me, that was something important for this investigation to take note of.
Now, if just to deviate for a moment from that, in digital forensic analysis, what, if anything, do you do to try to determine a pattern of life regarding the use of devices?
Yeah, I can typically just looking at use over time, what's normal for a user. I've done that with, mobile device tracking, cell phone tracking when I was in law enforcement. You can infer patterns from the data from use over time. On Ms. Banfield's computer, based on one of the statements the co-defendant made during her interviews, and I believe, again, a testimony was that she dropped her backpack by the door and didn't touch her laptop after that. I looked backwards for about a year in time of her user activity, and she was frequently using her laptop well into the evening from 10.
Judge, objection is to speculation. He can tell us what the devices were doing.
No, sustained.
If you could just explain what you were explaining as to what the devices were doing at what period of times, in terms of the pattern that you just described.
Sure. Ms. Banfield's device had a history of activity, our devices have a history of activity well into the evening for an extended period of time. Both
Was
before,
there a time frame that was consistent during that period of a year that you went back?
it was frequently between 10 or 11 p.m. and 1 or 2 a.m.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide.
That's important. It doesn't prove.
Sir, do you see that
things.
slide?
I do.
Is that a slide that you created?
It is.
And was it based on your analysis of digital forensics?
It is.
Your Honor, I'm going to identify this as 154.
Any objection to 154?
No.
Or 154 in evidence?
Sir, please explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the significance of these artifacts are.
So here we have the date is still January 17th. The time is from 11:32 through 11:35. These are from Miss Banfield's mobile device. We have a couple of website visits on the top and the bottom, and in between we have a number of email email inbox visits with a Google, a couple of Googles in between. Of note here towards the right, the second to last column on the right, the digital forensic software we use can tell us whether a device was local or synced, among other sources. So we can see where we see local, it means in this case, the two local artifacts were website visits on this device itself. The intervening artifacts that are labeled as synced tell us that those could have come from a secondary device and are being replicated here as a result of Google's ability to sync accounts. If you're logged into your account on more than one device, what you do on one might appear on the other.
Now, the January 17th, what was the significance of January 17th again?
The FetLife was created around 10:48 p.m.
Okay, and so the timelines of all of these slides that the jury has seen are significant in terms of this setup.
Objection, counsel's testifying.
What's the significance of it relating to the times?
Well, we've just walked through what was occurring on Ms. Banfield's laptop and her phone in the 45 minutes or so before through the 45 minutes or so after. And recalling the first slides we saw Windows log on to the laptop. So we've seen, the activity that evening began around 10 o'clock when we first started running through these.
And are you, based upon the analysis that you did during this slideshow presentation, are you able to opine as to, within the degrees of digital forensic analysis, your opinions as to what was going on January 17th?
I am.
Can you provide that opinion?
So again, revisiting the originating slides, we saw a log on with Ms. Banfield's security identifier to her profile, at least on her laptop, around 10 o'clock, joining the Wi-Fi, which our computers do automatically. Immediately we went into her email account, or the user of the device went into her email account, and then we started seeing other activity. We saw the alleged suspect Gmail account be logged into, and then we were back into Ms. Banfield's Facebook account where we viewed an image, a picture, a digital image. That image was then downloaded. And these are all happening within either seconds or a minute. That downloaded image was brought to the device early in the 10 o'clock hour, I think around 10:05. And then we saw, 30 or 40 minutes later, the Photos app opened up, an image edited, and that image would ultimately be uploaded to the FetLife account during the account creation. All the while on Ms. Banfield's phone, there appears to be certainly user activity. As Detective Miller said, context is hard, and we might need other corroborative data to see who was conducting that, but it's certainly unrelated. I think the website visit about Kristen Chenoweth has nothing to do with the scheme here at hand. So we can infer, and we do, and this is just one event in a timeline of many significant events, but we can draw inferences based on the totality before, after, during, and the content of who might have been operating. What I didn't see was a gap in time where a device that appears to be going in and out of accounts related to the scheme and not related to the scheme was like, exchange hands, like misappropriated. I didn't see any gaps of time where, if where somebody might be using a device and then like go to the bathroom and the device would be taken, potentially somewhere else in a house, used by somebody else and brought back. I didn't see gaps here for this particular event where that either occurred or even could.
Objection calls for speculation.
All right, let's stay next. That's last part.
Okay.
The website that it appears she went to on the top of that list was this one here.
In terms of the statements that you're making, what are your conclusions?
That appears to be the story she was looking at.
I didn't see anything here that indicated loss of control of device. I'm not able to say who was in control of the device for the entirety of this period, but I did see inconsistencies in that the usage was not confined just to the accounts related to this investigation. In this case, that would be the suspect alleged Gmail account and the FetLife account. So interspersed with that, I saw personal account usage with Miss Banfield's accounts.
It could still be Brendan doing it.
All right, thank you.
But if she was sending emails, responding to people, things like that would be less likely. If he was just opening her personal email to make it look like it was her, that's very possible. And then you'd have a result that looked like this in the logs, but not be her at all. It's also possible that she was searching for Lululemon on her phone upstairs while they were using her computer downstairs to log into FetLife.
Sir, do you see the first slide before you?
I do.
Okay. And this, what's the topic that we're dealing with in terms of this particular piece of evidence?
So this is a snippet of a video interview with Miss Magalhaes. I believe in this particular clip, she's answering a question about the Telegram account creation and the associated activity. I think the deleting of the SMS code that was used to stand up the Telegram account.
Your Honor, I'd identify this as defense 155 and move this into evidence.
Objection, hearsay.
All right, I'll sustain as to hearsay.
The artifact argument is not going to get past hearsay.
Sir, do you see the slide that's before you?
I do.
And what, if anything, what does this say? Or what, I should say, what's the significance of this in your digital forensic analysis?
So this was recovered from Ms. Banfield's cell phone, and it is the Telegram 2FA code, I think the two-factor authentication code that was described in testimony.
Okay. And Your Honor, I would, I've identified it as 155?
156.
156. I'd move that into evidence, Your
Any
Honor.
objection to 156?
No, Judge.
All right, 156 in evidence.
Okay. And sir, what's the significance of this particular artifact with regard to the issue of the Telegram setup?
So the relevance here, I think, is corroborative information. Lieutenant Giacchio spoke about that yesterday, and it's important to discern the veracity of witness or co-defendant statements or testimony. This artifact was recovered from Ms. Banfield's mobile device. From my understanding of the investigative materials provided to me, this had been deleted by Mr. Banfield. It wasn't deleted. It was still there. I understand.
Objection as to the mischaracterization of previous testimony.
He says that he was told. Judge says approach on this one. He says he was told, it was provided to me, that this was deleted by Mr. Banfield. The state objection says objection to previous testimony. I don't know how you can make that objection to say, no, you weren't told that because someone else testified differently. Strange. I'm hoping there's more. I'm really hoping there's more. And I don't care which side it's from, either from the state or from the defense. But if you've got 60 devices they've extracted and have all the records on from a family that was digitally connected in every way, we should be able to prove or disprove a theory like this very easily. It's got to be in there. There's got to be a record of that somewhere. Deer Park Water making a big showing today. Not a sponsor yet. Deer Park, please reach out. I've already tried to reach out to you. You've ignored me. Tons of objections still. The defense attorney still cannot get past the hearsay. So any communication on Telegram or even in FetLife emails, we're not getting anything. The best he was able to do is say that the photo that Christine took of herself, the selfie in the new swimsuit, which she texted to Brendan, was used after being edited, most likely cropped to eliminate, to zoom in, eliminate all the surrounding pictures. It was most likely, it was used to set up the profile image on the FetLife account. The timestamps for the different searches, we know that on her mobile device, she's using, and I said Lululemon. Is it Lululemon? I just figure with that many L's and U's, it's got to sound French or something. I've never bought anything of their brand for myself. What are we doing?
Talk slow, my computer's restarting.
The judge instructs the defense.
Can you open the document up?
To instruct the witness regarding something.
Should.
And sir, this going back to this artifact, this was related to, I think you said, the Telegram setup and the two-factor authentication?
Correct.
Okay. And what's the significance of that in the context of the Telegram setup?
That is still present on Miss Banfield's phone.
Okay.
Okay, so that objection was overruled.
Is that significant that that would be on her phone?
To me, it is.
Okay, and in what way is that significant that the notice of a two-factor authentication?
This will be objected to.
The notice itself, not much. Its continued existence is of note because I find it inconsistent with the theory of the case.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move on to,
Sure.
and I'm sorry, 157.
By that, he means it wouldn't be left, he would have deleted it. He
And
wouldn't
sir,
have left it on her
you,
phone for her to see.
Can you identify these artifacts? And is this a slide that you created?
I can, and it is.
And it's based upon your digital forensic analysis?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I move that in as.
Any objection?
No.
Okay, 157.
I feel like $1 million in the tights, Kathy. They're just fantastic. Little see-through, but fantastic.
Sir, can you please explain that to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
So these are, I believe, the 4 most recent text messages from Miss Banfield's device over this time period. So from late evening or night of February 18th, 2023 at around 10 p.m. through the morning of the 19th at around 10 a.m. So at 9:58 p.m. on the 18th, we have just a message exchange with who I assume is a coworker based on the contact name. But at 2:19, so after midnight at 1:37, and again at 2:07, we have two FA codes, one of which is the Telegram code we just looked at on the prior slide. But the one before that is a signal verification 2FA code. A signal was not used in
two-factor authentication
as part of this alleged scheme, but to me it's informative that other secure messaging apps were experimented. At least it appears the user of this device experimented with others. The message on the morning of the 19th, again with another coworker, is there only to show sort of bookend activity. The idea that because the two FA messages from the early morning of the 19th were not deleted, they would be readily viewable by the user of the account the following morning. And so when normal sort of messaging activity resumed, the idea that, to me as a digital forensic examiner, the two FA codes, were not hidden or unseen by the user of this device.
And so
objection calls for speculation. He can't testify as to what someone saw or not.
All right, I'll sustain as to the last part there.
In terms of, you said 2FA, in the event that somebody doesn't know what that is, describe what two-factor authentication is.
Yeah, two-factor authentication, 2FA, is a number of service providers just require device possession. It's a way for them to confirm that you're holding and using and have authority in theory to use the device that you're registering. So it prevents us from signing each other up for a bunch of accounts. So that's why in this case, Signal and Telegram require you to be in possession of the phone that you're asking them to permit your use on their servers.
And in a situation or in a case like this with the allegations, would a two-factor authentication code's existence...
Objection leading.
Or sustain as to leading.
What, if any, significance would that hold in a case such as this?
For me, based on my experience, both as an investigator and a digital forensic examiner, any misattribution scheme, to include catfishing, the name, misattribution is important. You want to hide your tracks. The idea is that the target of your efforts is unaware that they are being targeted, and you're exerting effort, on that plan. So if you leave evidence behind, if you leave something that...
Judge, objection. This is speculative. He's speaking about what people do in catfishing. I don't think he's speaking to what happened in this case, and I don't believe that
it's overruled. Okay,
so the idea is to hide the hand, right? If somebody sees that their device or devices were tampered with, or there's usage that's not their own, they may become suspicious. They might question it. It could certainly raise a red flag. So traditionally, in my experience, one would remove all traces of their activity if, in fact, it is misattribution.
Here, I'm going to move on to the next slide.
Okay.
So they've got a possibility they've raised,
Your
but
Honor,
not proof.
I would identify this as Defense Exhibit 158.
All right. Any objection to 158?
No.
158 in evidence.
Sir, do you see that slide?
I do.
And can you explain the significance of this analysis and this slide to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
These are unrelated, but I felt informative activity from Ms. Banfield's phone, again, from the day before and the day after. These are other user verification codes or 2FA codes for Microsoft and PayPal, things not related to the scheme. But they tell me that the user of this device was familiar with the codes, knew what they stood for, and was unlikely to ignore a message that
Objection
contained...
calls for speculation.
All right, I'll sustain the last part, speculation.
Okay, sir, can you just explain that in a way that doesn't cause you to speculate?
I mean, for me, being aware of or familiar with how a certain item works would cause me not to ignore it. If I...
Objection, Judge. He's testifying as to his personal experience.
I'll sustain the objection.
I hope you get a discount on this expert prosecution because he's struggling.
In terms of two-factor authentication, how does that reveal itself on phones and devices?
It's readily available, readily identifiable by his face. I mean, we can look at the message and see what they are. Any users or people who engage in 2FA activity typically can identify them when they pop up.
Thank you. Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide.
Please do.
Your Honor, this would be identified as Defense Exhibit 159.
Any objection to 159?
No.
159 evidence.
What does this say, Mr. Litsky? And if you could explain that to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
At 1:34 a.m. or approximately 1:34 a.m. on February 19th, an application was installed on Ms. Banfield's mobile device. We can see the name of it, thoughtcrime.secure SMS. That's the corporate name or the fancy name for Signal, which is a secure SMS messaging platform.
Can I just interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
What is SMS?
It's communications, messaging.
Is this on the mobile or the computer?
It's just a digital communication platform.
Okay, sorry.
No. So Signal was installed on Ms. Banfield's device at approximately 1:34 that same evening. Informative, although even though it didn't play into this case and this investigation, it is, I'd say, a comparable app to Telegram.
Judge, I'm going to object to that statement. I don't believe that the witness has laid any foundation to suggest that Signal wasn't part of this investigation.
I guess foundation is the question.
Okay. In your examination of the evidence that has been provided to the defense, does that inform your statement that you just made in terms of Signal?
Yes, my understanding of the evidence I've reviewed is that the suspect Gmail account was in use, FetLife, and Telegram was the secure messaging application that was used. Other similar applications like Signal, I did not see, nor was I made aware of any use by those on those platforms.
Okay. Can you please continue with your answer?
Sure. Signal was installed on this device, irrespective of what its intended use was for. We saw the Signal 2FA code on the slide before, and that's expected of what we'd see with an installation. That's usually when they require us to confirm the device that we're registering. Just given that it was a secure SMS that was installed or at least reviewed around the same time that the Telegram app was also being installed, I thought it might be related, and I flagged it of interest for that purpose.
And is it noteworthy in your investigation the email account that was used? So
the email account that's on here is obviously Miss Banfield's. That would be the account associated with the device itself in the Google Play Store, which is required to download apps. So yeah, that is the account that was associated with the phone and this resulting download or installation.
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully there's a video of that. Has the video been
Your
released?
Honor, may I approach?
Yeah, sure.
Would now be a good time for lunch? Is that what you're asking? Okay, defense has introduced some possibilities. I would say an alternate theory, but no evidence that would indicate that what they're saying is true. They're just saying that her devices were used for multiple things. But the usage could be anyone. None of the usage that they show here proves the user of the device. Thanks for all those who click the like button on the channel. It does the channel a world of good. Over 900 of you. I'd love it if we get about another 100. That would be fantastic.
Sir, I'm going to ask you to look at the slide before you, and that will be identified as 160, 160.
I see it.
Objection to 160. Okay.
Sir, what, if anything, did you look at in order to create this slide in terms of your digital forensics analysis?
This is a data location or a location of Ms. Mugglehise's device, her phone, her mobile phone, on February 20th and at 10:46 p.m.
I'm sorry, did you say the co-defendant's name?
Yes.
Okay. And what was used to create this document?
This is data recovered from her phone itself.
Okay. And the map portion of it?
The digital forensic software we use, when it encounters a location artifact, it gives us a little map.
And what's the name of that? What's the name of that software?
This is Magnet's. This is a Magnet Axiom software.
Okay. So it's the same as what Detective Miller used in extracting these devices and creating the portable case?
It is.
And so this would be identical to what you received from the portable case?
Yes, it's an artifact from within it.
Your Honor, I move that in as Commonwealth's Exhibit 160.
R-160 evidence.
So we're into it. Well, you tell me, what's the significance of this, and is it related to what you just showed the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
This was a data point, a geographical data point recorded by Ms. Mugglehise's phone on the evening of February 20th, basically at 10:46 p.m.
And February 20th is significant for what reason?
I believe February 20th, there was significant Telegram conversation, maybe FetLife conversation as well, and was the night of the voice verification phone call between with Joe Ryan.
Your Honor, I move that in as, I think I may have already done that. Yes, thank you. Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide. Sir, can you identify this slide and the significance relating to what you've just testified to?
This is part of a production from I'm sorry, this is a login to Miss Banfield's her true name Gmail account. from the Banfield residence, also on February 20th, 2023 at 10:58 p.m.
Okay, and is there a timing issue that you're highlighting here?
Well, on the prior slide, I think it was 10:46 p.m. Miss Magalhaes, or at least her phone, was at Lifetime Fitness in Reston, Virginia. Here, 12 minutes later, we have somebody logging into Miss Banfield's account from the house.
I'm sorry, I identify this as Exhibit 161, and I'd move that into evidence.
Any objection?
No, ma'am.
167 in evidence. 161, I'm sorry, in evidence.
Your Honor, I'm going to move back to the back slide so that there's
go
context
back.
to what.
160 is in evidence.
Sir, was this the slide you were talking about, and this is the timing that you were talking about?
This is the beginning of a sequence of events and timing, yes.
Okay. And this is 161, the current slide.
Correct.
And it wasn't up for the jury when you were explaining it. Can you go over that again quickly?
Sure. This is just a representation of a login to Miss Banfield's personal email account from the house from the Banfield residence at 10:58 p.m.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide, which will be designated or identified as 162. Sir, do you recognize this slide?
I do.
And what was it that you analyzed to arrive at the information that's on this slide?
This is a geolocation artifact from Miss Magalhaes' mobile device.
Your Honor, I'd move that in as Defense Exhibit 162.
Any objection?
No, thank you.
162 in evidence.
Can you explain for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury the significant aspects of this and why you created this slide?
So on the previous slide where we saw a login to Ms. Banfield's email account from the residence, essentially at the same time at 10:58 p.m., it appears Ms. Magalhaes was on her way back from the gym, or she was at least mobile. She's no longer at Lifetime Fitness in Reston. She's now just on the surface streets in and around Reston.
Okay, and,
So it could have been
do you
Brandon.
have any sense of the distance to the house?
I think it's about a 15 or 17 minute drive, point to point from Lifetime Fitness in Reston to the Banfield residence in Herndon.
Anything else about this slide?
Nope, it's just her location at the time.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide.
All right.
And is this a slide that you created relating to your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
And Your Honor, I move this in as Commonwealth or Defense Exhibit 163.
Any objection?
No, ma'am.
163.
Sir, can you explain for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the significance of this slide is relating to February 20th, 2023?
Sure. This is data from two records. The top, sort of a larger font, which is not done for any purpose. It's not large for any other purpose or any significant purpose.
I just made it large.
This was Brendan's. I guess it's a swipe, but here his entry to the Lifetime Fitness in Reston on this evening. So they had him, swiping in or arriving at 9:18 and 33 seconds. The lower three lines are from, I believe, a T-Mobile record showing Mr. Banfield's position as T-Mobile recorded it. And it's not precise. However, it does reflect the nearest tower, or the tower that was handling the data to Mr. Banfield's phone at the time of the record. So we see that he swiped into the gym at 9:18 p.m. T-Mobile, again, a service provider record, is going to be in UTC, so we have to do some math. But the third third line of the T-Mobile section at 3:59 a.m. That would show that would actually correspond to February 20th, 2023 at 10:59 p.m. And he was still on the same tower. So the reason 3 towers were shown with the Roger Bacon Drive address is to show the consistency. So again, Mr. Banfield logged into the gym in Reston at 9:18. We see at 9:39 with the conversion of the first line of the T-Mobile records that their tower at Roger Bacon Drive in Reston, which is close in proximity to Lifetime Fitness, handled his data at the time. We see on the next line at which would now be 10:18 p.m. He was receiving data from T-Mobile on that same tower, and then the third line, which is 10:59 p.m., he's still receiving data from that same tower. So it's just one set of data points corroborating the other, confirming the other.
And so what would you conclude based upon that slide?
That at 10:59 p.m., Mr. Banfield was still in or at or
Objection
around.
calls for speculation.
I think he can do it.
Maybe his device now.
Yes, based upon, okay. I think we have to speak in terms of the devices. What can you conclude based on this regarding his device or devices?
That Mr. Banfield's Lifetime Gym swipe card was arrested at 9:18, and that Mr. Banfield's mobile device was in vicinity of Lifetime Fitness through at least 10:59 p.m. all on the evening of the 20th of February.
Here, I'm going to move to the next slide.
So that's the au pair and Brandon, who
And that will be
have supporting evidence to show they were not
164.
home when the computer's being used to
Sir,
access.
can you identify this?
I can.
And was this something that you created?
I did.
And what, if anything, did you use to create this?
Google Maps.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 164.
Any objection?
No objection.
164.
Sir, what can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what this created slide says and what's the significance of it?
This is just a visual representation of what I was just describing. So the red dot on the left side of the screen is just the location of T-Mobile's tower at on I think Roger Bacon Drive, and we can see where it's fairly close to the Lifetime Fitness gym in Reston.
And is there any indication of where the device is at this time?
Well, on the prior slide, we saw where Mr. Banfield's device was on the evening of the 20th between, the 9 and 11 o'clock p.m. hours.
Okay.
This is just showing the tower that the data, what T-Mobile tells us.
Okay. And you created this to be a complement to what you had done in the previous slide?
Yes, just to visualize it. Okay. It's just to visualize it.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide, which will be identified as Exhibit 165. Now, sir, do you recognize this slide?
I do.
And is this something you created?
It is.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 165.
Any objection?
No, thank you.
165.
Sir, if you can explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what's the significance as it relates to February 20th, 2023?
This is another geolocation point from Ms. Mugglehise's mobile device.
And what does it tell us?
So this is an artifact from 11:06 and 50 seconds p.m., so 11:07 p.m. And this is what, so Ms. Muggleheise had an Apple iPhone, and one of the things that iPhones do is they create significant location visits for us. So places we go frequently, like home, work, gym, Apple categorizes them as significant locations of visits. Doesn't mean anything for us as users, but on the back end, as a digital forensic examiner, artifacts like this can be informative. So in this case, it tells me this is when she probably walked through the door, and you know, her iPhone says I'm home, basically.
Here, I'm going to switch to the next slide, which will be designated as Exhibit 166. Sir, what is this artifact?
This is a login to a website, a commercial website.
And what's the commercial website?
It's anova.org. It's an ananova.org website.
And what's the significance of having this artifact?
What is that?
So this was from Miss Banfield's computer, and I'm aware from the details of the investigation that she worked at Anova.
And is the time significant relating to this investigation into Telegram?
It's related to the investigation. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Specifically the Telegram.
What's the significance of this?
Well, again, this is there was significance of this date. There are events relative to this date. So what I'm trying to do is determine attribution by looking at all the devices and everybody's location to the extent I can figure it out. So this is just another artifact as we're walking through this evening. This is also at 11:07 p.m., closer to 11:08 p.m. Maybe, within a minute of Miss Magalahai's, or at least her device, arriving home. Now,
In terms of, you used the term attribution, I think Detective Miller used that term as well. Is that a term of art in the digital forensics world?
It seems to be a goal we're frequently chasing.
Okay. So how would you describe it in kind of plain terms for me and the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Sure. As Detective Miller said, it's tough for us without a video of being there to put any one of us behind the keyboard, so to speak. Who's holding the device? Who's actually manipulating the data? And as he also pointed out, other informative data points can be helpful in providing context and providing corroborative information. Just by way of an example, in this particular case, we have 3 people. Or in any case where if we have 3 people, unsure who's using a device, if 2 people can be confirmed out of the house and when activity on a device occurs within the house, by relative easy deduction, we can then use those external data points of confirmation of the 2 people out of the house to confirm or conclude that the person in the house was responsible for the data. There's not much, it doesn't get much easier than that. That's an oversimplification, but that's a goal.
How crucial is the time stamp of these artifacts with regard to your investigation into these types of investigations?
It can be quite crucial. The amount of time, for example, in this investigation, there are allegations or claims of device removal as part of the scheme to facilitate the scheme. So, is the timing based on the artifacts facilitate that? Is there enough time for a device to be removed from somebody who's active on one and then be used for any purpose by somebody else without them knowing it? Right? I mean, it's one thing if, we take a shower, if it's a 10 or 15 minute gap, that might lend enough time for a device to be removed, used, and put back.
Judge, objection calls for speculation.
All right, I'll
Okay. And, okay, I think we've probably gone where we need to go on that. So I'm going to move on to the next slide. Here, I'm going to identify it as Defense Exhibit 167.
Okay.
Sir, do you recognize that?
I do.
And what's the significance of that artifact in relation to your investigation?
This is a login from the Banfield residence on the same evening of February 20th to the alleged suspect account, the CBRN 920 account that was used to facilitate ultimately the FetLife and then onto the Telegram and the eventual meeting.
Your Honor, I'd identify this and ask for it to be moved into evidence number 167.
Any objection?
No, thank you.
67?
And once the ladies and gentlemen of the jury and see that, can you please go over what the significance of this is?
Sure. As I said, this is a login reported by Google to the CBRN 920 Gmail account. So that is the email account that was being used to facilitate or to set up FetLife, and then ultimately to the communication, which led to the events of the 24th of February in 2023. This was on the evening of February 20th, and the time was 11:08 and 13 seconds, so 11:08 p.m.
And I'm sorry, I didn't, did you mention the account that was created or that was used?
Yeah, yes, Judge Aston answered.
I just didn't hear, Judge, I'm sorry.
Right.
If it was, that's fine.
I did.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Exhibit 168. Oh, sorry. Is there anything additional that relating to your digital forensic analysis on 167 that you can explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
There is, I mean, the timing to me was significant on this particular artifact, but we'd have to point it out, go back to the slide prior.
Okay.
If
Your Honor,
that's possible.
If I may, I'm going to go back to this slide prior.
I know.
Your Honor, can we publish that to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Judge, I don't believe it's been admitted.
Excuse me?
I don't believe it's been admitted.
I thought this was the one prior.
It is.
No, that's 166.
He didn't.
Oh, sorry.
Wrong way, I think.
My big fingers.
No, you had it. No, going backwards, sorry. This one. No, forward one.
Yeah, you go forward one.
I'm pressing too hard.
All right, stop.
Okay, sorry. You were saying to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
They know.
Is this one in?
Yeah, 166 is not it.
They know.
Oh, Your Honor, move it in as
166, no objection.
Okay, there we go. Now they can look at it.
okay, now we have context in terms of what you're saying. I apologize. Please explain for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury the significance of this, and then hopefully I'll move forward to the other one so you can talk about that as well.
Right. So this was, again, from Ms. Banfield's laptop, the Lenovo laptop. And this is an Innova.org website, a VPN. So that's a remote access to the Innova website where she worked. And this was on the evening of the 20th at 11:07. And this ties into what we were talking about earlier, the sequencing and the window. So the time of this particular access was 11:07 and 49 seconds. I know I've been rounding up and down and saying 11:07, 11:08, but this one's important to go granular. So we have this one at 11:07 and 49 seconds. And now if you could, sorry, jump to the next one. So this activity which is a login to the suspect email account, was 23 seconds later, 24.
And this is it identified as 167?
It's in evidence.
Yes.
167.
Okay, that's
I just wanted to
close.
say for the record.
That's really close.
Yeah, so 24 seconds later. So that's the window we're talking about here. For me as an investigator with the facts consistent with this case, we've gone from a activity on the laptop that is unique to one person. In this case, to my understanding.
Objection calls for speculation.
All right, I'll sustain.
Can you explain it in a different way?
We've gone from unrelated activity related activity on the laptop unrelated to the scheme. 24 seconds later to something central to the scheme. So we've gone from an ANOVA website to the suspect Gmail account in a 24-second window.
And just so we're clear, the ANOVA website was, what device was that on?
Ms. Banfield's laptop.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide.
This would be strong evidence that Christine was doing both of those.
Defense Exhibit 168?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sir, what is this artifact?
This is a login or usage of the Telegram app on Ms. Banfield's laptop computer.
Okay. And is there anything significant about the start time and end time, I guess?
The start time is of most significance here at this stage of our chronology. It's at 11:09 and 12 seconds p.m.
Your Honor, I move that in.
Any objection?
No, thank you.
168.
I apologize. Mr. Litsky, can you explain that to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury to give them context?
Sure. This is the Telegram app in use on Ms. Banfield's laptop at on 2/20/23 at 11:09 and 12 seconds p.m. So now 59 seconds after the suspect Gmail account was in use, also from a Windows device at the residence.
Sure, I'm going to move to the next slide.
Did he have access to her work login? There's so many objections.
May have just consulted counsel.
Right.
Are you asking if we even have it in there? Well, would you tell your mom? We haven't it so far. But we put the whole thing in. Yeah, we put the whole thing. We put the whole thing in. So.
I don't know how secure the ANOVA login was.
Your Honor, I'd move this exhibit in as Exhibit 169.
Any objection?
Just confirming with counsel that this is extracted from our previously admitted exhibit of all of the messages. No
All right, so
objection.
169 evidence.
Thank you. Sir, what is this?
These are the Telegram messages between the account purported to be used by Ms. Banfield and Mr. Ryan.
And does that coincide with what we previously saw?
Yeah, these are just a subsection of the messages exchanged on these two accounts. This relates to the time period that we're reviewing currently. So this is February 20th, 23, beginning the first blue bubble on the left is at 11:17 p.m. and then 11:18 p.m. for the green, and then later at 11:18 p.m. for the next blue.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide.
All right.
believe that'll be identified as Exhibit 170. Sir, do you see that on your screen?
I do.
Great question, Anna.
And, excuse me, what's the significance of this item?
These are FetLife messages from the night of February 20th, 2023.
And Your Honor, I move these in as Defense Exhibit 170.
Any objection?
Again, same judge, I believe we've got the entire document in already.
All right, 170.
Now, sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what it is as a digital forensic examiner you're looking at in the context of your investigation of February 20th?
Sure. Well, again, on this particular date, we have some key events. On this particular, at this particular time, we've got key device usage or potential attribution and location information for the three people central to the investigation at this point in time. That's Ms. Banfield, Ms. Magalhaes, and Mr. Banfield. This is a subset of the FetLife records that we've been talking about. This is particularly for this evening at this point in time, and these are only the outgoing messages from the account purported to be used by Ms. Banfield. So these, if the messages don't make sense, it's because you're not seeing the entire conversation here. We're just looking at the outbound responses from the account in question relative to this discussion.
And the name at the top there, what's the significance of that?
So one of the messages this evening was about starting, and this is in the larger, for what I analyzed in the larger FetLife communication, we saw where Telegram was installed in the prior deck, I think on the 19th. Now we're seeing where we start to transition from FetLife to Telegram by the person using this account.
Mr. Carroll, is this a good time to take a break?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and take our lunch break at this time, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you have
Again,
Telegram?
do not discuss the case with anybody and don't do any outside
You can
research.
add me there, Anastasia 920. What sort of things do you want to do? Okay, this is starting to build a platform for reasonable doubt. It's I don't think we've seen proof. We have indicators that Mr. Brandon's ID card and phone were at the gym. That the au pair was driving home from the gym.
Yes, sir, since you're still testifying, do not discuss the case with anybody from the defense team. We'll come back at 2:05 then?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And that the laptop at home is being used to access FetLife. That's a good indication. We've got 3 indicators. It doesn't mean that Brandon was at the gym. The au pair could have taken his card, swiped it at the gym, left his phone at the gym to give that digital footprint. He could be at home this whole time doing this. I mean, it's not proof, but it is, I would say, stronger evidence that could go towards this. I think there needs to be more. 2:05. We'll be back at 2. We're going to go to lunch for a little bit. It changed nothing for me. Also, I mean, it doesn't resolve all the concerns I have about the 911 call, about why they called and then hung up and then waited and then called back, and why the blood was inside her shoes and dripped on his on Joe's pants. And there's a lot of questions this doesn't answer. But there's more. I think Blackbird Speaks is calling. Hang on one second. Hold on, let me see if I can plug this in. Hold, please. Blackbird, are you there?
I'm here. It's me.
What's on your mind?
Well, okay. I'm sure they thought of this, and it could be fleshed out, and maybe I missed something. But Telegram, just like Apple Messages or whatever, the iOS, they update on whatever device has the application open under that account. So I can be on my phone sending messages on Telegram, and they will also show as updated on the desktop, let's say. I can also make the desktop not have a notification.
But these records we saw showed
on.
that the message was sent from a Windows device, which is the laptop.
Well, okay, and that's what I was curious about, because like in that sense, then it has to be shown as like a manual physical artifact.
Yeah.
So that answers that, but
it doesn't.
Go ahead.
We don't know exactly. We've got indicators that on the face value would say Brendan was at the gym, the au pair was driving home from the gym, the laptop's in use, accessing her work email. Within seconds later, the new email, and then Telegram or something, FetLife, or I don't know. I think it was Telegram. That would be a face value okay if we didn't also have a case where it looks like a lot of things were set up and a lot of planning went into it to make it look one way when it was another. So I have my doubts when I hear evidence like this to say, well, look at the paper. You can see he's at the gym. But I don't. I don't give him that.
But if the state doesn't fix it, resolve it, or then I agree. I think that could be face value. You didn't show me anything contrary to that. I just know that my kids think that they're slick and they are not using Roblox during school on the Chromebook. But then there's like this whole hacker's emporium of how to get to Roblox on your school device. And it is layers deep, like going through GitHub and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, I'm just thinking with it doesn't satisfy my my concern that it really is not hard to kind of spoof some of these things.
But and we have to keep in mind he is law enforcement. He does whether it's background or association through work. He has knowledge of investigations and what they'll be looking at and for. So I have to say, in his case, with his knowledge and his experience, it's more reasonable for me to say, yes, I can see him setting this up, or yes, I can see this being staged. Whereas if it was just some random person who buys their computers at Best Buy and logs in and doesn't know half the features of their device, it's less likely for them to be able to successfully use a piece of hardware equipment like this that tracks everything you do and do it in a manner that makes it look like someone else used it.
Yeah.
So I'm still on the fence. There's still a lot of questions here, but I'm looking forward to Brendan getting on the stand and testifying. We've heard now that he is going to do that. Maybe today, maybe on Monday, or maybe whenever court comes back. I hope it's today. So.
Yeah, I hope so. Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. And
thank you so much.
Nice to talk to you.
Awesome. Have a good one. Stay safe and warm. Bye.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, we're going to be going to lunch. We're going to be coming back at 2 o'clock, just 5 minutes before the court comes back. And Mrs. R.A. is at the library. She's like, we've got everything we need for the storm, but I need books. If we're going to be without power, I need books. So she's at the library picking up a stash of books to read. Has Christine ever presented a desire for this kind of contact, or was it out of the blue? I can see Brendan creating this elaborate plot. Okay, Flora, one of the things they brought up is that prior to this, the laptop did have communications from FetLife to Christine's main email address, which would be an indication that her main email address was used by someone at some point to set up an account on FetLife before this new email address was created. So it doesn't prove anything there either. That could also be Brendan doing some setup, but it's another piece of evidence. All right, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live again at 2 o'clock. We're doing a portal from this live stream to the next, so and it's already set up. It's ready to go. So if you want to just continue talking with those who are in chat right now, you can make that portal jump, continue the conversation. We'll be back in about 45, 48 minutes, something like that. And we'll continue. For those who are in the storm path, hopefully you're prepared. If you're not, reach out to somebody who can maybe help you get prepared or can check on you and make sure everything's all right. Please stay safe and warm as this storm hits. I know it's right now it's basically starting in Texas, and it's going to work its way across the east, all the way to the East Coast. So you guys have a good lunch. We'll see you afterwards. Bye-bye.